Right, we are live. Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome back to the Kiwi Lads channel. We are here for the third match of round 2 of the Six Nations. This one, Italy are going to be hosting England. What should be a very exciting game. If it's anything like the game that we saw earlier on in the week, or earlier on in the weekend, I should say, between the under-20 sides, Italy were able to get themselves a win in that contest up against England. But of course, this one will be a completely different ball game, and it's going to be a very tough one for the Italians. We saw it in their game up against France. They did very well in the first half. Then in the second, did end up going a little bit more in favor of the French. But looking through at their starting lineup, my pronunciation's still not great for some of these names, so I do apologize for that in advance. But it's Fischetti will be starting at number 1. Then Lukeshi. Is it Lukesh? Lukeshi, I believe it is. Something along those lines. Hopefully that's not terrible. But that one, hey from Brandon as well. Welcome into the live stream. And Vishal is here as well. Hope you are doing well. And then it is Sikiri. I watched a video on how to pronounce Italian names, and I feel like I'm really not doing it justice at the moment. Sikirelli, and then Canoni and Russa. They will be the two who are slotting in the lock department. Then it will be Stein. Nice, easy name, Stein there. Lamaro and Halafihi will be slotting in as the number 8. Varney at number 9. Garabisi will be 10. Monty Ioane out on that wing. He's a very dangerous player when he does get going, and hopefully we'll be able to have a good performance in this matchup as well. Zanon in the midfield with Brix at the outside centre. Marisi out on one wing, and then it will be Padavani who is slotting in at fullback for this game. Then looking through at the English starting lineup, once again, they have got a very strong side for this match. Ellis Gaines, Jamie George, and Will Stewart will be the front row. Charlie Yules and Nick Ezekwe will be slotting in at number 4. Maro Toje at 6. Something you probably didn't think you'd see today. And that is, for some reason, I guess they've just decided they want to try it, see how it goes. Tom Curry at 7. Alex Dombrandt at number 8. Harry Randall starting at 9, so it will be instead Ben Youngs who will be coming off the bench for this one. But Marcus Smith still retaining his starting lineup position after the injury of Owen Farrell. Henry Slade and Joe Marchant, he actually moves back into the centres because he was out on the wing for the last match. The first one at 3 a.m., as I says Brandon there in the chat. And also Jack Noel out on the left wing. Max Malins out on the right. And speaking of the Saracens players, Max Malins, he would have loved to see that performance from the Harlequins, or from his Saracen side up against Harlequins, as they were just able to sneak it up. The Roses come on as well. Says it TS there. And Freddie Stewart is going to be at number 15, who has been doing extremely well for himself in the last little while. Hello from Thailand. I'm here traveling as well. Says TS, I hope you are doing well, mate. What time is it in Thailand at the moment? Do let me know. But currently we are sitting around 10 minutes away from the kickoff of this game. These are the benches that they have decided to go with. It will be Fiver, Traore, also Pasquale, and Sisi Negri. Then also Pitinelli, Fusco, and Marin will be the last man on the bench for Italy. Cowan Dickey, Joe Marler, Kyle Sinclair. Very good front row to have come off the bench for this matchup. Ollie Chisholm, Sam Simmons also going to be coming on as replacement forwards. Ben Youngs, George Ford, and Elliot Daly. A lot of experience in those last 3 for England, and they will be hoping to have a good performance here, as it's nearly 10 p.m. as well. So I assume that you guys in Thailand are around that, maybe around 6 hours behind or something along those lines. I was at the airport when England lost against Scotland as well, says TS. So hopefully now that you have landed, now that you're all settled in, this game will be going a little bit better for the English. They've got a good side like Marcus Smith at number 10, alongside being able to use a couple of those players such as a Joe Marchant in the midfield rather than having him way out on the wing. I feel like that will give him a lot of confidence. Alex Dombrandt as well, starting at 8. You've got quite a few Harlequins players just sneaking their way into the side. And anyone who's not Harlequins, they've got quite a few of their Saracens players who are going to be about as well. The Quins have just lost their 3rd in a row, but nevertheless, England, as says Sebastian, I did see that last-minute penalty going the way of Saracens. They did win it 19 points to 10, didn't they, in the end? I thought, I'll tell you what, when I saw that first try of Harlequins, I thought they were in for a very good performance, and maybe we were going to get to see them get away with the win. But they did just miss out. But, you know, next week is going to be another week. And I think they've actually got the Wasps as their next game, which is going to be a very exciting one. I got a child at what YouTube said, do at now. I can't go live on YouTube as well. You got a child. Where'd you find one of those, Brandon? Although I assume, is that got an email, maybe something along those lines? And also, you're 7 hours behind, and let's hope. So, mate, it's good to see Noel back in action. Yeah, very good player. Got the red ball headgear. Well, I believe he's still got the red ball headgear anyway, but he is very talented. Plenty of pace And out on that wing, it is actually going to be... Whoa. Okay, so out on the other wing is going to be Max Malins up against Monty Ioane. That's going to be a good one. And then Marisi up against Jack Noel is the other side that we are going to get to see for this one as well. Looking through at Italy, they did have their loss to France in their first game of the Six Nations. It was a close game at halftime, though. They were really pushing the French for the early stages, but in the end, it did run away a little bit. 37 points to 10 in favour of France. They forgot this game up against England, which has not taken place in 4 hours, 22 minutes. That is just when I took the screenshot. And then also next game up against Ireland, followed by a game up against Scotland. And then after that, hiding down the bottom, if I did have another run, it would be up against Wales as their final fixture. Then for England, they had a close game up against Scotland, but they did end up losing that one as well, unfortunately, for the English. So they want to get back on the winning sheet here. Italy is the game that they have got now in England versus Wales. That will be the one in 2 weeks' time, followed by Ireland. And then after that, they have got their final game. That's up against France in France. So that will be a tough one as well. And also, howdy, I hope you're all well. Oh, I nailed it that time in terms of saying it. I normally get it wrong, don't I? But luckily, that one rolled off the tongue. Yeah, it's tough. I wasn't expecting much from the series game anyway. But I do expect lots from the English here. And also, we've got there's something in copyright. I don't know. So maybe some copyrighted music or something along those lines. And also, we have got there. Did anyone watch the Quinn Saracens game? I was watching a little bit of it while I was also trying to learn Italian a little bit. And my pronunciations at the start of this one were terrible still. But I'm working on it. I've learned a few of the noises and kind of how to pronounce certain vowels and whatnot. Canoni. That is one of the names. And he is playing in the lock number 4 for this matchup. And also, we've got to get the bonus point. And yeah, we'll certainly help them out towards the Six Nations if they can get themselves a few big points here. Looking at the table as it sits, France at the top. They are sitting on 9 points. Ireland sitting in second on 6, Scotland in third, Wales in fourth, and England in fifth. But they will want to be going just a little bit higher than they are at the moment, because if they win this game with the bonus point, they actually move right up into third at the end of this round, and they will well and truly still have their hopes of being able to win the Six Nations alive. But someone needs to beat France. Who's going to be able to do it? That is the big question. We are currently in Italy for this match at the Stadio Olimpico, I believe it is, or Olimpico, I think it is. Yes, it is Olimpico for that one as well. And also, we got that fried my head, seeing the date as the 14th of Celsius just one of me. Yeah, sorry about that. They were taken a little while ago for those screenshots. Oh, and also this one here, I should say, with the fact that it is going to be a 4 a.m. kickoff here for ourselves. And welcome in, Katie. Hope you're well. And I don't know. And also, hello, Hamish. My score, England 44, Italy 20 as well. And hey, brother, hope you're doing well, or how you do. As and the wind was unreal as well. I've never seen a clearance kick down the field actually go backwards and lose meters. I did see it was when you were going that way, wasn't it? Even though I've realized this is probably mirrored, so that doesn't make sense. But when you were looking at the screen, when you were going from left to right, like the kick that I think it was Danny Kerr did in the early stages of that game, how he got it way into the half of Saracens, like that was a big win, and also a bit of rain falling for that game. Not easy conditions, but at the moment it's looking like a pretty nice day here in Italy for this matchup, and hopefully that is the way it is going to be staying throughout the rest of this game as well. But anyone who is new to the channel, be sure to leave a like and subscribe, just making sure everything is running smoothly, which I believe it is, which is always an exciting time when that does happen. Hello, Kevin says bash in there, but Marcus Smith now, he will be ready to go. His Harlequins teammate and Alex Dombrandt, the big man at number 8. He's been phenomenal in recent times. I say phenomenal a lot. I do say a lot of players are phenomenal, but we've got some very good players in the world of rugby at the moment. Yeah, that was almost comedy as well. Says Katie Dixon. Yeah, anytime you try to put any type of height on it, the ball just went, oh no, it's going back. As our Caddyshack level comedy. As Katie Dixon, that's a movie I haven't seen in a long time. That one's the one with the golf, isn't it? The golf and the little beaver, or not the beaver thing, but like the, what is it, the warthog? No, not a warthog. What is it? It's some sort of creature, isn't it? Beaver? No, it's not a beaver. Do let me know, Katie, because I can't quite think of the one. I love Caddyshack as well, says Katie Dixon. And currently here, we have got one of the Italian players whose names I am hopefully not going to completely butcher today. But I probably still will a little bit. Stephen Varney. He's a nice, easy one to say. And lovely British weather as well. I feel like because of the fact that I've been looking at how to pronounce some of these names, and with the CH, you don't really pronounce the H. So I feel like I just said weather because of the fact that I don't have the H in my vocabulary at the moment. It's kind of called a groundhog. That is the one. Groundhog. I call it a beaver. So we get the all good. And I live in Wales. I've seen many a clearance kick go forwards, then further back than the kicker as well. Says Drift Wannabe. Yeah, some of these, like, that's the thing. It's currently winter up there, isn't it? And the weather, I don't think we've had a game of the Six Nations yet that we haven't had a little bit of rain around. I could be wrong there, but I think a majority of them have had rain, no matter the country that they are in. Eddie Jones there, going to be ready to go. Tom Curry is the captain for this game for the English, and they'll be looking for that bonus point win, like we mentioned. 4 tries would get them there. Okay, they just said something in Italian, and I only learned pretty much the names in Italian, so I'm not sure what that one was. As I was again with the laugh at it, also groundhog/gopher, depending on who you talk to as well. A gopher I've heard of as well. I used to be a gopher for my dad on the building site, or I used to be called a gopher, which pretty much meant I go and get something and bring it back. I was pretty good at it. You know, it wasn't very tough. All you had to do was literally go there, go back, here's your hammer. Good stuff. I think that was majority of my building experience. Also a little bit of sweeping, you know, cleaning up a little bit. God Save the Queen playing at the moment. How many times has Ben Young's heard that? Probably many, many, many times, but you never get sick of hearing it. And at the moment, Maro Tojo, I'm curious to see how he goes, because they've decided to play him at 6 for this game. And I don't think he's played 6 in a little while. It's similar to what we see with maybe like a Scott Barrett, how he does go between the locks and the flankers. And yes, winter, cold, wet and windy, like autumn, spring and summer as well. Says Drift Wannabe. When's the best time of year to visit the UK? Drift, do let me know, because I feel like if I ever went to the UK, I want it to be kind of nice weather, but then I feel like that's very optimistic, isn't it? That is the case. But currently, the Italians, we have got their national anthem playing. One of those players, I believe his hair is a bit wet. Is that because it's raining or because of the fact that he has been running around big time before this game gets underway? Look at those crisp, clean white and gold tracksuits as well. They do look very nice with the gold badge. But the Italian national anthem, I wouldn't know. Oh, actually, I know one short little tiny bit of it. Okay, half of the first line I know, and then other than that, I don't know anything else. And August and September as well, says Peter, or anywhere between there. Okay, that's doable. That's about middle of winter here, isn't it? Oh, not wrong. No, I think that's well and truly wrong. What year is it? I feel like that's the thing. We're already halfway through the second month of the year. Like, where is this year gone at this point in time? Like, it's just flying by too quickly, unfortunately. But hopefully, with the amount of rugby that we have got in the near future, it's going to be pretty awesome to get to see all of it take place. The best time to visit the UK and European countries is summer. Definitely spring, winter, and autumn are appalling as well. And come on, Italy, says Richie there. He has hoping that they will be able to get themselves the big win in this game. And it would be a huge one. We saw the under-20s for the Six Nations under-20 competition. They were able to get themselves the win up against England. Could the men's side be able to do the same thing here? I'm not too sure. It's going to be a tough game, but if they bring that physicality that they brought early on up against France and don't allow England to play their running game of rugby, because as soon as you let England start running around you, you're in trouble, because they are certainly going to be one who can just pretty much score tries in a hurry. They need 4 to get themselves a bonus point. That will be the bare minimum that England will be after in this one. I hope this isn't a one-sided game. I hope so too. I hope it's a close game like it was between France and Italy for the first half at least, so that we get a little bit of tension. First try of the match might go the way of Italy. Who knows? And also late June, July to visit the UK, says Drift Wannabe. And also, would you agree England is the most hated rugby team in the world? That's a great question to start the day. Hello, Achilles. How you going, mate? I wouldn't say that's the thing. I'm the wrong person to ask, because of the fact that, like, I just love watching all teams play rugby. I don't really get into the kind of who's the most hated and whatnot. I know that they're up there anyway. I should say hello there. Where can I see the match on network as well? Says Reno. What country are you in, Reno? Do let me know, because I have got a list of whereabouts you guys can watch it depending on the country that you are in. So please do let me know. And also, Katie Dixon says Brandon, but currently the backline of England, Randall, Smith, Slade, Marchant, Noel, Malins, and Stewart slotting in as the number 15 option. He's going to be one to watch out for in this game, because he's a dangerous man with the ball in hand. Romania. Oh, Sebastian. Sebastian's actually from Romania as well, Reno, so he might be able to help you out here. Where can you watch it in Romania, Sebastian? Do let me know. And Achilles Way, Empire history as well, says Peter. And I said, yeah, my wedding was in the Lake District of England at the end of August. The weather was so lovely as well. And hey, brother, that wasn't a sentence from myself. Hey, howdy, hey, brother, how you do? And there says Katie Dixon. That seems to be the tongue twister that I can't quite master at this stage. But Tom Curry, he'll be hoping to master this matchup, get themselves the bonus point, get them back into the Six Nations. But to do that, they do have to beat this Italian side that seem to have plenty of heart, plenty of fight in the early stages. Damon Murphy going to be in charge of this one. He's looking for the ball. Someone's stolen the ball. Where's the ball? He's gone, there's the ball. We're going to be getting underway very soon, but it will be Garbisi who will be kicking off this one. Eddie Jones looking as happy as ever. Huge smile on that man's face. You guys can tell I'm joking because that man does not smile. And I was in Romania, my friend as well, watching on ITV British channel. As on there says Sebastian. And also, we have got that hey ho. No. I'm going to keep on trying to read that every once in a while, see if I can get it right off the tongue. I started so well the first time that you put it. Nailed it right. We are underway, though, for this game. Last game of the Six Nations round 2. And it will be Italy versus England. And straight away, Alex Dombrand able to claim that ball for his side. Mara Toje almost getting his first carry. He's playing blindside flanker. And I was like, okay, thanks anyways. I am Romanian as well. And there says Sebastian, and also hear what YouTube said. We got a child no live now, and just when I can get money as well, says Brandon. You got a child no live. So I guess, is it because of your age, maybe, Brandon, that you're not allowed to go live? Perhaps I've said something along the lines of, if you're young, you got to have parental supervision, maybe something like that. How bad did Eddie Jones get cussed out for talking Marcus Smith off, or taking Marcus Smith off too early last game? I think this game will tell. It's a good question. He was the leading point scorer heading into this round. Currently throwing themselves at the line. It is going to be Brex going to the short side. Varney gives it off to Monty Ioane. Is trying to step his way through. Does end up getting the ankles taken out very low by Tom Curry. Varney now charged down. It's going back for the original penalty, though, in favour of Italy. And that's the thing. They actually had quite a few penalties go in their favour for the first one. Trent Bolt, Lockie Ferguson, Finn Allen, Devon Conway, Tim Sally, Glenn Phillips, Tim Seifert, Mitch Satner. All Kiwis sold in the IPL mega auction, but Martin Guptill was unsold. As else is coding there. So that is a big one, that not having Martin Guptill involved in the IPL, although I don't think he's been over there too many times in the past, has he? If I'm not wrong. But currently now it is going to be the Italians who have got themselves a line-out throw here once they do kick this one into touch, and they will be in a decent situation. Which name are you struggling with? As I says, Drift want to be. I think it's anything that's got the double C in it. Lucchesi, isn't it? Lucchesi and Fischetti. I think it's the CH. It just doesn't like coming off the Kiwi tongue. Fischetti. Is it Fischetti? I feel like I'm just moving my mouth and going, yeah, on that one. But we'll get there, hopefully, in the near future. That's going to be total use once from Murphy. I can't say the H anymore. It's going to be now. They weren't able to get it out, and it does become the scrum feed for the English there. Because when does the IPL start up, Coding? Do let me know. Might be keen to do some live streams on that, perhaps. And Kiwi accents versus Italian accents as well. And what are you speaking, Amish? It is so funny which language. It is supposed to be Italian, but it just doesn't happen. And CH is as Alfredo Sebastian. What about CH or what about CCH? Is that still the same? And also the Italian flags from Gareth Ferguson there. Going for them. So double C, so double C is just kind of hold the C a little bit longer, isn't it? It's kind of like, for this one, it's Cicierelli. I'm 21. I sound like a child as well, says Brandon there. So I guess, have you emailed them that and kind of sold them that side of it? Like, rather than, because I guess they wouldn't really know in terms of your age, other than if you do actually have proof that you are older than you may sound type thing. And also Alex Dombrand, I'm so proud of him. I feel like his mum as well, says Katie Dixon. That's going to be a little knock on there from Jack Noah, and because of it, Italy once again are going to have themselves a scrum feed. It's actually a very similar start to what we saw in the match up against France. They did have a very good start. Evening Amish, thanks once again for commentary, mate, says Just Spike. No worries, mate. And I am very excited. That man's got his freebie one, his little notebook. He is going to be taking a few notes in. And I bet you I wouldn't be able to read them. Although Kieran Crowley, probably I could read them with a name like that. As I believe he's from, where's he from, Kieran Crowley? I can't quite think of it. But we have got plenty of rugby coming up, Joss. Northern Hemisphere, Southern Hemisphere, Super Rugby just around the corner as well. I'm looking forward to getting to wear my suiters again very soon because we have got those ties that I do want to try out And also, if this was soccer match, I think Italian would most likely win as well. It would be a good game. But they went, okay, guys, let's leave the potatoes at the door today. Says Gareth, probably a good idea. Overall, I wonder whether or not we are going to get a visit as well from Mr. Saxman. Turnover, Italy ball is us, says Drift Wannabe. And also, I'm assuming you're talking about Danny Fischetti. It's pronounced Fischetti. Fischetti. Okay, so it's rather than sure. Fischetti. How's that Spanish? hopefully that's all right. I feel like as long as I get somewhere near it, hopefully it's going to be easy enough to work out what I'm talking about. Going to the short side now, a little chip in behind. It's going close to the touchline. Does go into the end goal. And Freddie Stewart puts it down now. Goal line dropout for the English Sharks. Beat the Bulls last night. One happy Sharks and 40 years. Us is Joss. Yeah, it's a very good game. Like, that's the thing. The URC games for the South African sides always end up close. Like, even if it's like a late comeback from one of the sides, it always gets just that little bit closer. Definitely when it's Bulls versus Sharks. IPL is scheduled to happen on the 2nd of April to the 3rd of June as a long tournament. Hopefully you'll do some matches live commentary. That will probably be on the Kiwi Lads Sport channel, I think, just to avoid any chance of copyright as that's a dirty one on Jamie George's kneecap from one of the Italians. I think it was actually his opposite number. Currently now penalty to England once again. Player just joining from the side, I believe it was, and also just fallen over and just accept Jaden acting like Neymar as well. And also we have got there, it wasn't good for the heart. And this is Joss, and also Fischetti. Sounds like a pasta dish as well. He's Achilles. I mean, if it's anything like the way that he plays rugby, it's probably a pretty good one. And Mornay Stain kind of buried the Bulls with that red card. They still managed to finish in a strong manner, though. So, yeah, it was weird seeing Mornay Stain get a red. Because when was the last time he got one, if he has got one, for Mornay Stain? And then also alongside that, then we saw Grant Williams get a red card right at the end. Italy as well. There's Drift Wannabe. Going to be taken nicely. Big hit on Harry Randall, and it's going to be another advantage to England. The ball thrown forward. And because of it, we are going back for another penalty. So it seems like we are just going to get to see penalty after penalty for a start. That was Ezekwe that we did see there, but a high tackle from Italy does now mean, or actually late tackle, they have said. I believe that would have been, was it Stain or Ruse? It was one of the two. As again, I didn't watch the game, just woke up to the pleasant result. As this says Joss. But yeah, every game of that's the thing. Luckily on Spark Sport here in New Zealand, we can watch the replay of certain URC games. We don't get all of them because they want us to buy that subscription for the URC website as well. But overall, we get a fair amount of the games. I think we get every South African one, and I always love watching them slightly late there from Stain, which is why they did end up getting the penalty. Gabriel Cesar Augustus as well. And there says Gareth, and also fish spaghetti sounds really good. As well says Katie Dixon. I know that my mum made a tuna pasta the other day, if I'm not wrong. And also it's happening between the 2nd of April and 3rd of June. As well, so hopefully we do get some sort of commentary going on that one. Marcus Smith now rushed the fence on him. Hasn't quite worked out. Max Malins has knocked the ball on, though, and Italy have got it back. Garbisi puts it in behind. Sees a lot of space, and now Marcus Smith having to retreat into the 22. He is going to have a bit of pressure on him. He's just gone flying, whoever that was. Tried to make the tackle on him. Now Marcus Smith trying to go straight up the middle. He has dragged down once again. Ball popping out the back of the English breakdown. Harry Randall thinks about sniping through the side. Doesn't quite get through. And now it looks like Ellis Genge for a second. It's going to be setting up for the box kick, but instead goes across to Will Stewart, his propping counterpart for this one, or teammate, I guess I should say. And please win England. Italy, please win as well. And it is going to be an exciting one to see exactly who was able to get the win. Currently, there's been quite a few penalties in the early stages. Another penalty to England there, as I love fish spaghetti as well. But his name is pronounced with an S, not sh, as I'll just read it with it or without, as it is, replacing the ch with the k as well. Okay, so it is going to be for Fischetti, Fischetti, like a whisk, Fischetti. And also, we've got that. Thanks for clarity, brother. As there, and also Smith stayed cool. So I'll see Drift Wannabe. A lot of pressure on him while he was inside of the 22. Now, once again, Ellis Genge, the big bulldozer man, trying to carve his way through the gap. Marcus Smith goes back now. Good backline movement out to Jack Noel down the wing. Stepping on the inside tackle. Wow, by Paravani, though. Currently, Mara Toje inside ball off to Alex Dombrand. Now, it's an interesting choice having a Toje as your number 6, but I believe that is because of who was the number 6 last week? Can we remember who it was? I know that they left quite a few players in England for the Fanoris. That's Irish Fischetti as well. And I was like, go Italy, but need England fantasy points as well, says Gareth. I'm back across once again. Will Stewart taking the carry. Marcus Smith, first receiver there. Jamie George just throws himself at the line in England. They're looking in a very good position at the moment. Marcus Smith inside ball to Joe Marchant. Then wrestled down to the ground once again. Freddie Stewart plays halfback, goes to Marcus Smith now. Ball on the outside to Max Malins. Ball back on the inside. Marcus Smith scores it. And he is on fire at the moment in the Six Nations. Whether or not there's a smile on Eddie Jones' face yet, we will have to wait and see. But that is going to be the first try of the match for the English. And that is a good start to the game for them as well. We will go like this. And we will go like this. We will go England try scorers, and we will put Smith on there, and he was able to score it in the 10th minute, but currently he has been going very well at first receiver for the English. And although Marcus Smith tried to try, yes, captain points as well, and I'm not a child, I am 21. Can you please give me a live again, or are you going to see a bad Brandon? And what I say to YouTubers, says Brandon there. So, I mean, I would recommend not threatening YouTube too much for your kind of response one. Like if they need proof of it, I guess if you got a passport, you could just show them a picture of your passport and pretty much say like, hey, I am older than you may think that I am, so that is why I am able to do what I do. So I think, Gareth, I saw that on some social media clip this morning. Amazing try. Apparently there was an outcry because someone said that it was offside as well, and I was like, come on, you Quins. And there says Katie Dixon. Currently, I mean, England got some good Harlequins players in there. Saracens as well, I think, are the main two clubs. Who would be the third club? In fact, if we had to try and do the maths quickly, not Exeter Chiefs. I'm just looking at Sam Simmons. Which other club would be right up there in terms of feeding the English system? That's gone over. And now the score is going to be 7-0. So Marcus Smith not only getting the try, but also getting the conversion. He scored all 17 points for England last week. And currently, he has scored all the points here as well. Do they need everyone else on the field, or do they just chuck Marcus Smith at the defenders? And Marcus did that one for the bros back home as well, and surgical conversion there on Katie Dixon. But currently now 11 and a half minutes into this game. It's been flying by. I always hate when games go fast, but I also love it because you know that it's just going to be an intense finish. But then I don't like it because then these live streams are over, and then it's 6 a.m. and I have nothing to do other than probably more editing. I think I'm going to be staying up for the rest of the day and just editing a whole heap of random stuff that I have got for Super Rugby and everything that is coming up. Currently going back once again out the back line. Marcus Smith, first receiver. Now going back to Freddie Stewart, Joe Marchant. Good low tackle on him. Popping it back up to Marcus Smith and kicking it downfield. Who was that? Henry Slade it was. I was trying to work out who that was as the number 12, but then I did work it out very quickly. That ball's an awkward rolling one, but Marcus Smith picks it up once again, still making more meters for himself, doing the step as well, ball off. And currently, every time he touches that ball, they just make a little bit more meters. And also, we have got there, just got an email from YouTube, and I got a No Child, got an email as well. And there says, Brandon, it's going to be going back for the original penalty or the original knock-on. So now Italy are going to have the scrum feed, but they have started this match a little bit slower than they did in their last match up against France. So glad Marcus Smith finally gets a chance to shine. Yeah, Owen Farrell, he's going to have to work hard for that bench spot, like when he does end up coming back, because George Ford has been going very nicely as well. Recent times, good to see your man Ryan Fox winning the DP European Tour, and Raz Al, that's a hard one to say, Konima today as well. That is, of course, Ryan Fox golf. Golf, I believe he is, isn't he? He's golf? I believe he's golf. He's golf. I feel bad if I had that wrong, but my dad actually, he went golfing yesterday and the day before for a little tournament thing. So hopefully, at some stage in the near future, I can go back out on the golf course. Apparently, it's very wet at the moment, though, after the amount of rain that we've had, as we have almost got a cyclone coming very soon. Nice step around the outside, close to the touchline, but Moretti just able to keep himself into the field of play. Now going back once again, Varney offloading it up to the 22 now for the Italians, and it's just the English defence jumping all over them at this point in time, trying to shut them down as early as possible. It's a loose ball. It's going to be the knock-on advantage as well. Now going close to the touchline, somehow able to keep it in the field of play. And now it will be once again Kanone taking his way forward. Varney looking to the short side, risky business. with the fact that they've only got about a metre out to that right-hand side, and Grant Fox's son as well. Yes, golf in there as well, says Josh Pike. Oh, is he actually Grant Fox's son? I didn't actually realise he was his son. I just thought that it was similarity in terms of the last name. I've learned something today. That was good. But yeah, I do like a little bit of golf, even though sometimes my golf ball goes missing because it goes over a fence. But other than that, do enjoy it. And also, how can you keep that in play? That was silky as well. You get a little flick around the back for that one being able to keep it alive. That one goes into touch that time. And now Harry Randall with a good clearance does now mean Italy will have the line-out throw. And I'll say hello, Hamish Pro says, Vishal, welcome into the live stream, mate. Hope you are doing well. And think Owen has passed his best. I think it's going to be difficult to make England team. Yeah. Oh, okay. George Ford, Owen Farrell, Marcus Smith. Who else have we got at 10 for England who are coming up through the rankings? I'm trying to think of young players in the Premiership. Who have we got? I can only think of Irish players such as Joey Carvery and Ross Byrne and those kind of guys. But who have we got for England? Up-and-coming fly halves. Manu Vunipola, he's probably a lot older, though. I'm just thinking of that game that we had recently. And also, hello, Sister Katie, I am fine. Is that right, Brendan? We all know that you are mad, but we are looking into it. And we are a little bit, we make a little bit of, we not give you this YouTube set as well. And there says Brandon. So, yeah, I think it is going to be a little bit more of a waiting game so that you can get all of the responses from them. That looks like Jack Noel's actually going to be almost going off the field here. And I wonder how weird it is for Owen Farrell to play for England. And his dad is coaching Ireland as well. Says Katie, a little bit of a family feud, I guess you could say. But Jack Noel, he bounced back up to his feet. Did he land on his face or what happened? I think it might have been, I don't know what happened to him, Jack Noel, but he ended up just, is he all right? Okay. So the referee was just getting a little bit annoyed there because it did seem like they were just taking a little bit more time. I think that Marcus Smith and Owen Farrell will be the England fly halves at the World Cup, despite Ford's brilliance as well. Oh, nice little chip behind. Brian BC sits up nicely here for Italy. And they are getting closer. There's a man on the outside. He just needs to link up. Doesn't find him. Ball stays in play. He actually did the same flick there. The number 7, Lamaro. But it does end up going into the hands of Maro Doge. There is Joe Simmons. Here's another one. And also Orlando Bailey, George Furbank for English teams. So yeah, they've actually got some good talent coming up through the rankings as well. So hopefully we do get to see, it would be pretty awesome seeing Joe Simmons there alongside Sam Simmons. They're brothers, aren't they? I feel like I've got that hopefully right. I could be wrong there, but if they are brothers, like having 2 brothers on the side would be pretty awesome for them. As probably last time they had that Vunipolas, maybe. Who else we got who are brothers? I don't really know too many of the brothers. Tom Curry, I don't think Scott Curry has been in the English side very often, though. Who else has a brother? I can't think of too many brothers as well. And he threw it to Mara Doge as well and Hamish Bro at dinner. I make a chicken liver dish tonight. I hope you like chicken liver as well, says Vishal. I've never had a chicken liver, but I assume that it would be interesting overall. I don't know whether or not I would eat it. Like, if it was in front of me, and someone had gone through the effort of making it, I think I would try it. But if it was like at a restaurant, I would not order it because I'd be like, I just want chicken, please. As I was going to be taken nicely by England, and they have got this ball back on the halfway line. Marcus Smith goes back once again. Quick backline movement, marching. Quick hands from Freddie Stewart. Now out to Max Malins, who's dragged down by Ioane. He's been able to get him on the 40-metre line. March in place, halfback. Little bit of a juggle there from Ellis Genge. Now Marcus Smith going sideways. Just dragged down, though, by it would have been Lukeshi. Now, once again, looking like they're going to actually go for the little kick in behind here. It does go straight into touch on the full, though, from Harry Randall. And also, we have got their big Rugby Player of the Year nominee. No one knows why, but he certainly didn't mind as well. Says the fashion. And also, Kiwi Lads game was what was the if at is you say, and my best friend as well, says Brandon there. What was that? If I assume we're talking about the fact that I did have to censor a lot of swear words in that video. Very large amount of censoring. I think that's the most censoring I've had to do in any video or any 3 videos in recent times, the 3 that we did with me and George, but hopefully can do a few more in the future. My cat has woken up. Is he going to come over and see me? It's a big question. He looks like he's just chilling out at the moment. It's pretty much anywhere that I go at the moment, the cat is pretty much on the seat almost before me because I am a heater. Or I am to him anyway. Well, that's nice. My cat just threw up. He threw up on George's controller. Oh, no. I might have to deal with that. That's not what we wanted right now. Right, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to have to clean up some throw up. I'll be back in just a very short moment, ladies and gentlemen. Don't go anywhere. We'll just stay here for now. This is unorthodox. I will be back. Hello. Oh, England scored. It's Jamie George who has been able to get it right. We are back once again. I will quickly go like this and we will update the scoreboard as well. So pretty much, yeah, my cat just threw up on the carpet, which is always a fun one to be able to clean up. We'll go like this. And we will go like that as well, right on the side of George's controller as well, out of everywhere. We won't tell George, it's a secret, ladies and gentlemen. But now 20 minutes in, we will add that one as well, and we will go like this. Right, we are back. Hopefully you guys can hear me. All right. And also try as well. And there from Sebastian. But yeah, something that we weren't expecting to see for today's live stream. I can imagine Billy was just wobbling towards Ayush as if to say, I'm feeling sick, boss. I'm bleh. As there says Sebastian. Pretty much he sat down there and he was just like, ugh. And just like that, I had to clean up a mess, which was unfortunate. But now I'm going to be taken just on the 22. I wasn't expecting that on this live stream, I'll be honest. It's thrown me off big time. It's an advantage now. And now going back across once again in the back line. Marcus Smith out to Freddie Stewart. Ball on the inside. Doesn't quite find Marcus Smith with the offload though. And also Dot Care had it with a dog before as well. And also George, we have terrible news. And there from Katie Dixon. It's going back for the penalty to England though for that one. We're having a shocker. That's all right. This has been a good game of rugby so far. I do, unfortunately, I regret the fact that we didn't get to see the Jamie George trial. Probably have to go back and watch that one myself. And I think that was the first, Kiwi's first Billy throwing up on a stream. It was, yeah, fun. Exactly what you want for 4:24 a.m. in the morning. Down to the halfway line at the moment. Total penalties, 5 against the Italians for this one. After only the first 22 minutes of the match as well. So it's something that they will have to make sure that they don't end up getting a card or else they could be in a lot of trouble. What did he eat today? Just out of curiosity as well, Sebastian, just the stock standard cat food and whatnot. And it might have been the mention of chicken liver that just took him over the edge. He was like, I don't want that stuff. Give me the chicken. As and also you just said by today, we're going to look into this. But we maybe be done by Tuesday or today or next Tuesday as well. There's Brandon there now. Marcus Smith on the outside. Freddie Stewart kicks it in behind. But it is going to be taken nicely and well covered in the end by the number 14. He's under a huge amount of pressure, though. Almost goes in a touch. Keeps it in the field of play. This is risky play from England. Or sorry, from Italy, I should say. Nelton has got the laughing face as well there. But now going up. Varney finds the touchline with it. There's actually a bit of sun in Italy. I do see like a few of the other games that we've seen for the weekend have just had a lot of rain around as well. So it is good to see. We have got some sort of nice weather. Mark Smith, if Eddie drops him from the England squad, hopefully not as well, could play from for the Philippines rugby side since his mum is from there. That would be kind of cool to see the Philippines in action for rugby. Do they have a rugby team at the moment? Sam Simmons, it's actually Alex Dombrandt, another big number 8. Will be going off the back. Harry Randall now passing across to Alice Genge. Creeps his way further forward there. And once again, now still on this side of England, little knock on though. And also in 3 years. As I said, Peter, they have shortened how long it takes to be able to go overseas, haven't they, in terms of those teams that you can play for? Because I know that Malakai Fekitoa is looking at Tonga. Who else have we got who's looking at going somewhere else? Charles Piato, I think, was rumoured that he was going to be possibly heading somewhere as well in the near future. It just depends on, I guess, how long they've got left in their careers as well, for whether or not they will try and make the risky leap over to another international side. But it was Ezekwe who just knocked that ball on, unfortunately, for himself. Currently 24 minutes into this game, and Hamish is going to go in and welcome into the live stream, mate. Hope you are doing well. My cat threw up before, so I had to clean that up. But other than that, we're pretty good at the moment. Currently, Eddie Jones just looking like he is making sure that everyone knows exactly what they are doing in the coaching box, and also both Vunipolas as well. And there says Peter. So, yeah, it would be pretty awesome seeing both of them in action. But it is Martin Gleeson, who is the England attack coach that they are showing on the screen at the moment. He kind of looks like he could be Joe Marler's brother. In fact, the more I look at him, the more I think that is just Joe Marler with the hat on. Nathan Hughes to Fiji. I'm very unhappy after yesterday, as he's kind of gone in. And also, you got your milk, I think that is, in South Korea, Malaysia, and Hong Kong are the Asian countries in the World Cup qualifiers. Don't think Philippines are big on rugby just yet. And although kind of see Sebastian there as well, but currently now it is going to be the scrum feed in favour of the Italians. Varney going to be ready to fire this one, and ACB isn't there. As well, says kind of going in. Going back to the first receiver, which was Brex for this one, kicking it in behind Monty Ioane, trying to chase it. It's a good clearing kick, though. Down to Freddie Stewart, currently 40 metres out from his own line, trying to link up Elliot Daly with a good attacking run. I believe it was Elliot Daly, so I think that is for Jack Knoll. Did he go off earlier on, ladies and gentlemen? Do let me know. Maybe that was while I was away. Currently, Italy able to steal that ball clean. Jamie George trying to take it back, not able to, though. Lucchese was able to get that one for Italy, and now they have got the ball back on the halfway line. Keep an eye on the Sri Lanka rugby side as well. Used to play this wonderful game back in the days now, but now domiciled in Toronto, Canada as well, says Farmy. So it would be pretty awesome seeing a few of those lower ranked teams in the world rankings make their way up in the near future. Yeah, he's like half Joe Marler, half Freeboard from Lord of the Rings as well. Autocorrect assassinated me. Or Treebeard. As well, says Katie Dixon. Kicked him on. Monty Ioane does keep that one alive. I think he actually managed to hang on to it as well. So currently now, there's going to be the Italians once again. Going back across Garbisi. Wide cutout pass. Finding Morisi. Bit of pace. Marcus Smith, though, making a brilliant tackle on him. Driving him out as well. Brilliant tackle from the number 10 from England. And does end up getting a round of applause as well. And Ireland's defence playing France at home must be the most difficult game in World Cup or rugby, World Rugby at the moment, and one of the most difficult, surely. Yeah, they did very well, Ireland, to be as close as they were in that game, because it easily could have been a runaway to France with the momentum that they can find at home. Even Italy, to be fair, with their 37-10, 37-12 loss that they had, they still had also a very good game, I thought, for that first half. And if the Paris crowd gets behind France, it's spectacular as well. If the Paris crowd loses interest, the French go off the boil very quickly as on our way. Record versus France is horrendous to me. We missed a big chance. France deserved it more. And I did see one of the stats was 14 of 22 matches between the two sides in the Six Nations has been decided by 7 or less points. And this one also got added into that. Marco playing New Zealand and Billy Australia as well. As Gareth rolling more now for England. Does end up going down. They've got the advantage. Referee was just about to blow it, but it looks like England once again want to try and attack this one. Marcus Smith goes through, trying to link up, not able to find the offload back. Now for Harry Randall. It's a big opportunity for him because, like we mentioned in one of the videos me and George did, it's Willie Hines and it's Ben Youngs. Those are the two who have been around for a very long time in that halfback role. So Harry Randall, a youngster, making his way onto the scene. Hopefully he does get a few more caps in the near future. Alice Genge with that signature step of the big man. And also, sorry for bringing this up, but the All Blacks lost by 15 in Paris, as Sebastian exactly right. So that is why, that's the thing. Italy, even though they did get beaten, hopefully people look at that first half and, know how close it was. Freddie Stewart trying to kick that one forward. It's a knock-on advantage, though, and it is going to be going back for the one in New Zealand. We're dust at that point as well. And there's Gareth. But currently, I believe that is actually Jack Noel. I think his night might be over. He failed the HIA, Jack Noel. So it was a good idea taking him off. I don't know when that took place, whether or not it was while I was still watching or whether it was when my cat was throwing up on things, but it was one of the two. And I assume it was the second one. If Billy went to play for Australia, he will have to prove to Rennie that he is better than Valetini and Samu as well. For Marco, he'll have to be better than Moody, De Groot, Tuangafasi, Tuanuki Afi to play. Zausis Kutenda. Yeah, I feel like, Billy Vunipola, I think it would be easier for him to get in than it would be for Marco Vunipola, just because of the age side of it as well. When you have got, who else is another young player? I know we've got De Groot. We've also got another couple young, Tamaiti Williams. He's another one who's probably looking to make his way into the All Blacks at some stage. So it's probably a little bit easier to try and take on the loose forward trio. Although, saying that, when you got Valetini, Pete Samu in there, it's not going to be too easy for him. So he's probably looking at trying to take out, who's the other fellow that they have got at the moment? Maybe Lockie Swinton trying to take his spot or someone along those lines. Currently, Elliot Daly, he is out on the field. 28 minutes into this game at the moment in England. They have got themselves a 14-0 lead over the Italians, but they need 2 more tries at the minimum. And do you see my YouTube channel? And I said, no, I not really want to do here as well. Says Brandon there. Down on the front row. I think they might almost, no, they are just going to play on Varney now. Goes across the Garbisi straight away. Charge down. Tom Curry's legs give out on him, though. And he was almost going to be able to run in for the try if he had been able to handle that one. That bounces into touch very favorably for the Italians. And now the line out. And Marco is actually young, especially for a prop as well. Says Gareth, how old is Marco at the moment? One moment. We'll have a look. Marco Vunipola. How old is he? He's currently 31. So, yeah, I think it's going to be an interesting one because I know that a lot of people want to see New Zealand moving forward in terms of the young guys. Like Ethan de Groot's 23 at this stage. Tamaiti Williams, how old is he? He's 21. He's like 6'5". Like he must have been an early grower. And also, he looked like that at 15 as well as his beater there. And also, Marco looks like he's chronically exhausted and done when he's playing as well. Am I just misunderstanding him? Does he even still want to play as well? And he just looks 58. I got a new phone, says Brandon, so hopefully it is a good one. Where's Albert Alex Dombrand? Ended up helping his side win the penalty there. And also, yes, says Brandon, and also he did well against the Quins today. I think he still performs at a high level. And also what happened to Chris Ashton, I think he's actually, who's he signed with? I think he signed with Leicester Tigers, maybe, if I'm not wrong. Or he's gone to another club in the Gallagher Premiership. He has actually switched around, but yeah, it was Alex Dombrand who got straight in there, winning the penalty for his side, the big number 8, the specialist 8. As like I mentioned a little bit earlier on, they actually went with Tom Curry as the number 8 for the Northern Hemisphere tour. Now it's going to be taken nicely by Ezekwe. And once again, now trying to make their way forward. I think there might have been a little bit of throw up on my controller as well, now that I think about it. We're going to have to desanitize, throw up the controllers before we use them again. He's charging his way forward once again nicely. Now going back. Little knock on once again, though, in the breakdown, but it turns into a penalty. And Ashy just signed for Tigers 2 tries to go for record as well, says Peter. And also, yes, says Brandon to Katie there. But yeah, he should be. It's an exciting one. Like the Gallagher Premiership, it's one of those competitions. It's always a fast-paced encounter, and you get some very high-scoring games. Like Gallagher Premiership, you can have a game that's like 40-40, And like that's just stock standard. Like I know that the game between Saracens and Harlequins was a little bit more lower scoring, but you get some good games. Marcus Smith, rather than going for the 3 points, they've decided they want the 7, and he is going to be kicking this one for the touchline currently. It was Jamie George who was able to score the first points. That wasn't Marcus Smith, and also put the controller in the microwave. Says Gary Dixon of the series, ruined the Quins at scrums and the mauls, which are very much the merit of the forwards as well. And yeah, I am sub to your channel. Here's Katie there, but Mara Toje takes that one. So even though he's at 6 for this game, he's actually at 6 and he's lost the headgear. So maybe that's why. Maybe they decided, right, if you're not going to fit into the headgear, you got to be a 6 for this one rather than the lock as well. Even though Ezekwe hasn't got any on, and also the other man who is slotted in there, Harry Randall, under a lot of pressure there from the Italians, trying to shut him down as soon as possible. Mara Toje around the side. He got it down as well. And Mara Toje just scored the try, so maybe that's why they got him at 6. They decided that he will be a good option. Scoring tries as well. Did he give that one? He did. So Mara Toje has been able to score that one. And 31 minutes into this game, he was able to get it, I should say, as well. Harry Randall, there was a lot of pressure on him, but he was able to handle it not too badly. And in the end, I'm actually going to see what the Premiership scores were this week, because I know that there were a few other games that I was looking at as I tried to go Big Mato. As I'll say at the moment, 2 Saracens players. Yeah, he did get that one down nicely for Mara Toje. Yeah, 2 Saracens players, 1 Harlequins players. So theoretically, you could go as deep as saying all of the tries today in the Premiership and also in the Six Nations have been scored by Harlequins or Saracens players, as those 2 sides played off in the Premiership. Other than that, like Wasps 41 points to 24 over Bath, Sale 36 to 12 over Worcester, and then also, okay, they're just checking this one, so maybe Mara Toje hasn't been able to score that one, and I am to you too, says it Brandon, but 49-32 for the London Irish over Bristol Bears. Like, you get some high scoring ones. It's like the Japanese top league, how you can end up with a huge amount of tries being scored in a short amount of time. Okay, so we're currently 7.5 minutes left. They're just going to be checking something here for Mara Toje. I think they're checking if there was a knock-on, perhaps. Okay, so Ezekwe was actually in front of Mara Toje, they are saying. So because of that, does that mean that the rolling maul was obstructed? I think is what they might be talking about here with the fact that he was in front. Okay. They're saying they've seen 5 White put himself in between. Okay, I think this is going to be a no try here. Well, it's on exclusively London tries as well. See Sebastian there. Okay. So I think this is going to be a no try, and they are going to reverse it. Myself is going to be back with Up and Go, one of 2022. And Brandon, if you're 21, you look extremely, extremely young for your age, little brother as well. Here's Katie Dixon there. So it's a no try. So we're going to have to take that one back off Mara Toje, unfortunately, for the big man. We're going to go like this. We're going to go like this. And that one is going to be stolen. Still only London players, though, scoring the tries, we should mention. As well, but it is going back to the 14 just for now. And also we have got the Benjamin Button trick as well. So awesome to see Sale Sharks doing so well. Yeah, at the moment, they are sitting in, they're in 9th, but they are definitely, like, they're only 1 win away. Like, if they got themselves a win with a bonus point, they move up to 4th. That's how close the Premiership is at the moment. But Ezekwe just getting that one slightly wrong, got himself in front of Mara Toje, and yes, 21 as well, says Brandon there. Jack, so Ezekwe very disappointed with that one. But it does mean that Italy get themselves a little bit of a lifeline here, 33 minutes into this game. And currently a 14-0 lead at halftime, setting up here for the English, and also Sebastian, Brandon, and Marco, or Marco, as on there. See Gareth. But now, does he take it? Yes, he does. And Varney does kick it high. It looks like charging onto it here. It will be Johnny May. Does take it nicely. Oh, sorry, actually, it's Elliot Daly, I should say. Harry Randall now got his hands on this one. Be passing it back to Alex Dombrandt once again, who normally, if you don't shut him down early, he can make a huge impact and adjust my large monocle as well. And also we've got there, come on, Italy, says Paul James. And currently, if they get themselves a try before the end of this first half, they are still well and truly in this one. Elliot Daly, though, hitting it back onto the side of England, and now it's going to be a counter-attack. Alex Dombrand trying to pierce his way up the middle, up to the halfway line. Now Ellis Genge goes back to Marcus Smith. Now finds Freddie Stewart. Those two are the future of England. I would say that they will both be there for the World Cup and maybe even starting for the World Cup as well. Emma is 12. And then also everyone outside England would love to see Italy win, says Paul James. Mara Doge with a good drive forward. And the under-20 English side actually lost to Italy a little bit earlier on. And at the weekend now, quick hands there from England once again. Big fin from Tom Curry on Barney. Okay, they are just checking something by the sounds of it. Possible knock-on. Will Stewart now goes back once again. It's an advantage for the knock-on against Italy. Now Marcus Smith goes back. Henry Slade trying to pierce through, but Monty Ioane. In fact, it wasn't Monty Ioane. It was one of the big forwards. I think it was Halafihi. Did make the tackle, but they're going back for the penalty for that one as well. And yes, there's Katie Dixon. Oh, double blow of the whistle. Time off. Uh-oh. I think someone might be getting themselves in a little bit of trouble. I think it was Federico Rosa. Okay, have a chat to you guys. If it happens again, I think someone is going to the bin here for Italy as well. So now Michel Lamaro will have to make sure that he tells everyone to stay on side, or else you'll have to stay on the sideline for 10 minutes here as well. But currently, what do they decide to do here, England? I don't think they'll take on the three. I think they're going for the corner once again here. Maybe try and get themselves a Jamie George try once again, unless they go maybe, who else could you go with rather than Jamie George? I feel like Jamie George is a stock standard option. Score a try. I'm going to say Ellis Genge gets us somehow. He will be the man who scores the try. If they score, that is. If they do get it, I think it's going to be somehow Ellis Genge who gets it. That's just a weird one that I've decided I'm going to go with. We'll see how it goes, though. Could be well and truly wrong. Going there to Ezekwe. Where's Ellis Genge? He's not there for it. It's going straight to the hands of Jamie George. And they are trying to roll it forward once again. So the only way that Ellis Genge scores this one is if some weirdness happens and they don't make their way over the line now. Jamie George getting closer, looking like he's slowly trying to work his way in towards the try line. Italy defending this one well, though. If they don't get this one through the middle, Jamie George is going to be stopped. It's a metre shorter line. Harry Randall now, once again, has got this one available. Now it could be Ellis Genge who gets it. If they do end up using him as one of the forward first receivers, instead it's going to be Ezekwe now, creeping his way a little bit closer. Mara Itoje looked like he wanted it, but instead going to be leaving it for it will be Will Stewart now around this side, getting closer to the line here, tackle 5 metres out, and Jambo as well. There's Katie Dixon there. Yeah, Jamie George, very good player for the English, that is for sure. And also for Saracens, does normally have quite a big impact at the moment. All the big forwards have decided that they are going to be using this one, seeing how close they can get to the line, or whether or not they do decide to go to the backs. Tom Curry only a metre short. Oh, is Ellis Genge going to? Oh, he picked it up, Ellis Genge, and he knocked it on. He could have actually had that try if he didn't put that one down, but does mean that it is going to be the scrum fee for Italy 5 metres out. I really want Italy to score some points as well. They're trying at least. And there, says Sebastian, also we've got the Alex, and then Alex Dombrand with the JMO as well. And currently, double blow of the whistle. Is this a sub that's being made, I believe, for this one? But do let me know, ladies and gentlemen, who is going to score the next try of the match in terms of the exact player. I'm gonna go Ellis Genge. I'm gonna back him to score a try. For some reason, I think he is going to be able to get one. I have to wait and see, of course, whether or not he does end up getting himself one, but I think he will. Maybe. We'll have to wait and see, though. Currently, Ellis Genge, I think it was just on the leg of one of the Italians players. I'm saying Alex as well. Well done, Ellis. You, as I said, Sebastian. Yeah, he's going to have to make up for that one. He score the next try, and then I will somehow be right, and I'll be happy as well. But currently, visits to the opposition 22. So far, England, they have had quite a few on the far side of the field, on the kind of right-hand side. As we look at it, they've scored 2 tries from a points per visit at the moment. For Italy, not so many for themselves at the moment, still sitting on the nil, but they have got this ball only 5 metres out from the line. And Dom, as I'm saying, Alex as well, and Ellis Genge are going to Bristol next year, right? As well, and there says Katie, he is, isn't he? Bristol Bears, they are going to be picking him up for that next one. It's a good push from the Italians, but now fighting back a little bit for England. They get the penalty, though. Angling in. I think that's actually going to be against Ellis Genge as well. Yes, it is. 2 in a row. has had a little bit of a mistake, and I want Alex to score as well in their secure spot as the starting 8. So yeah, Alex Dombrand, also Sam Simmons breathing right down his neck for that one. But the last thing I want to see is they go, all right, Tom Curry will do as our number 8 from now on, just to mix it up a little bit more. Hopefully they do stick with, like, that's the thing, they're blessed for talent at number 8. As head assessment here for, I think it's Halafihi will be going off now. And also we have got there, did you see episode 2 of the show? I didn't get to see episode 2, but I did see episode 1 about a week ago, I believe it was. Halafihi, he's a bit confused. Is that because of the head knock? Yeah, Halafihi, he's looking like he's all right. Maybe he looks like he's pretty responsive at the moment, so hopefully he is going to be all right. Does get to go back out. And also Smith, says Gareth, so a second one for Marcus Smith might be there. And also, yeah, Alex deserves it as well. He is a fantastic player from Katie. Now, Negri, he will be making his way out there for a head assessment of, it was Halafihi. If this is the second concussion that we see in this match or another failed HIA, we saw Jack Noel not able to pass it a little bit earlier on in the day. I'm trying to listen to what they're saying, but I think it's in Italian, so I've realized I don't actually know Italian. But it's Garabisi now. We'll be kicking this one downfield into touch. They've still got 2 minutes left if they do want to try and find themselves an attacking maneuver. So what happens to Halafihi here? Okay, I think he ends up getting landed on in that scrum or something along those lines, which is why he was taken off for that head assessment now once again. Trying to throw themselves. They have got some very big forwards, the Italians, and instead Varney has decided that he does want to put up the box kick. It's going to be a hard one to take in the air for Elliot Daly, but he glides onto it. Does take it beautifully and tackled by Fischetti. And once again, going back across, Alice Genge getting the carry. Now, he had a couple of mistakes a little bit earlier on, so he will be trying to make up for it. And this one, quick hands there. Freddie Stewart dragged down on a good low tackle from Brett. Once again, Randall goes back across to Alex Dombrand. And that one, I think the Italian player did leave his feet there, but they are going to be playing on as it did pop back out the back for England. Randall puts up the kick. Doesn't look like it's gone too far, but Max Malin's trying to line this one up. Doesn't quite get it. Monty Ioane gets enough on it, though. And now it will be going back. Oh, that was an advantage for a little while. But now the advantage is gone. So, okay, he did take away the advantage pretty much instantly for the referee there. I think he was going to be giving it to Italy, and then he was like, yeah, no, never mind. And now Max Malin's going straight through a gap here. It's looking very good for them. Freddie Stewart running up the middle. Going to be dragged down now, currently only 20 metres out here. Joe Marchant looking out to the right-hand side. Marcus Smith passes it back. Alice Genge, wide cutout pass. Who's that down the wing? It's Jamie George. Reaches out, scores the try. And big Jamie George gets himself another try in this game. Give it to Jamo as well. Says Katie, they just didn't. He just scored the try as well, Jamie George. He plays like he's a back. He's injured, is he? I hope he's not injured because he only got injured a little while ago, didn't he? And he was missing a few games, but it's a brilliant run from Jamie George down the wing. I saw Alice Genge do the wide cutout pass, and I was trying to work out who it was, and then I realized it was Jamie George galloping like he was a gazelle down the wing as well. He actually got the original turnover as well from the pass. And Freddie Stewart, good attacking run then from there. Joe Marchant. It was a weird role reversal. Became rather than the halfback, it actually was the centre. And then from there, the back line, rather than being the backs, it was the forwards. And Jamie George reaches out, scores the try as well. And now it gives them a nice 19-0 lead going into halftime. Or maybe 21 if Marcus Smith can get this kick over. As it's J-Mo, try. So it says Katie. And also now they are only going to need another one try till they get themselves the bonus point for getting 4 or more tries up against the Italians. Marcus Smith be lining this one up now. Okay, they're saying the closest Italy have come to beating England was 4 points difference and 3+1. London tries 3 allowed, 1 from the nominee as well. This is Sebastian. Well, struck by Marcus Smith. And now going into halftime, it is going to be 21-0 in favour of England. And also, as I says KK, and that one, and also we have got the old man. He almost got his kneecaps mulched too. Jamo George is a beast. Yeah, you really, like anytime like you're willing to stretch out like that, there's always a chance that someone's just going to crush one of your kneecaps or like one of your body parts or something along those lines. Who was it that we saw It wasn't Leicester Fainar Nuku, was it? Who did Caleb Clark crush in the Super Rugby? But it was one of the young players who actually reached out, scored the try, and then he got like Caleb Clark landing on him or something along those lines, and he actually ended up getting injured for a few months from like getting hit late after scoring the try. So it's risky business scoring tries, but England have done it very nicely. He had 3 tries already in this one, 2 from Jamie George, 1 from Marcus Smith as well. I'm looking like I am look to die in season 2. You don't know, you need to watch the last episode of season 1 as well, says Brandon there. So I will have to make sure that I do get a chance of watching it at some stage and the future as well. But currently half time between these two sides. We'll get some stats to do with this one and see exactly how it is sitting in terms of the board for the position and whatnot. But England, I believe, will have the dominant in terms of the stats. 69% possession, 54% territory as well. 3 tries to the 0, and then the meters carried. They have almost had 3 times the amount of meters carried with 312 compared to the 106 that we have seen from Italy. 14 defenders beaten, 4 clean breaks for England, 3 defenders beaten, 2 clean breaks for Italy. So they just haven't really had enough of the ball to be able to get themselves going forward and trying to find that way over the try line. I don't think they've had a huge amount of ball inside of the 22 as well. Italy clueless. Again, as time for drinks, time for snacks, for stretching out your backs as well. It's Katie Dixon and be right back, y'all. She has said as well, so you will see a little bit later on. But currently, also another stat that is probably an honourable mention one. England only having to make a total of 29 tackles out of the 32 that they have attempted. Italy have almost made the 100 already, 98 made out of the 110 attempts. And also they have missed a kick as well. When did they miss the kick? That must have been when I was cleaning up my cat's throw up. I believe it must have been in that gap, if I'm not wrong. I don't remember seeing one anyway. But it does say that they are 0 from 1 for their attempts. And so I might actually, while we are at it, because we are at halftime, I'm going to go back and see Jamie George's try. I did miss it because, yeah, my cat threw up while I was doing the live stream, so I had to go back and clean that up. Whereabouts is it? One moment. Okay, so they were a couple meters out and then from there, I guess Jamie George just ended up going around the side, did he? And was able to get it. I was like, Jamie George is a winger with the body of a prop as well. Exactly right. He just, like, the way he flies down the wing is absolutely sensational from that man. And he just seems to have such great vision as well, drinking a Ursus, authentic Transylvanian lager as well. No game plan kicking when they should be running when they need to exit as well, says South Side of Heaven. Yeah, we have seen quite a few kicks from Varney, and it seemed to be always around that kind of 40 meters out from their own in-goal area, like kind of 40 meters just close to the halfway line, which you kind of, like you said, you do need to get going forward with some runs, or else then you just get yourself either trapped or you give the possession back. And with the likes of a Marcus Smith, Freddie Stewart, Elliot Daly, Joe Marchant, pretty much the whole back line you could list as and also the Italians just don't understand the game of rugby. So I see South Side of Heaven there. But hopefully, second half, they can get a little bit closer and do get themselves at least some form of points on the board as well. I'm going to see what the odds are sitting at for this game, because I feel like Italy at this current point in time, they will be sitting at $101 to be able to go on and win this one. Where are we? We go like this. We go like this as well. One moment. We go like this. Where is it? Where is Italy? I know where Italy is, of course. It's in Europe. But, okay, for Italy to win, they are paying $101 at this point in time. And also to die as well, says Brandon. I didn't even realize that was possible. And do you want me to die in season 2? I wouldn't recommend it. If it's a TV show, like as soon as you have anything like that, that means that your TV show is pretty much over. So you don't want to have anything in the early stages. Definitely not if you're only up to season 2. That's normally like a season 10 thing type thing. But currently, anytime try scorers for, that's quite a few for them as well. For Monty Ioane to score a try, $7.50. Whereas if someone such as an Alex Dombrandt scores a try for his side, it's going to be a lot less for them as well. But currently, I would say we're probably going to see 3 or 4 tries in the second half. Maybe from Freddie Stewart. He has been looking pretty strong throughout the early stages of this matchup. And we will have to wait and see whether or not that will be the case. But currently, if you are new to the channel, be sure to leave a like and subscribe. Cowan Siki, Mike Rue missing this game as well. Here's Peter. Oh, is he not playing in this one? One moment. We're going to have a quick look, aren't we? So did Cowan Dickey not actually end up... Wait, is Cowan Dickey not on the bench anymore? Do let me know, because he is on the bench on all of my lineups and whatnot, but is he unwell for this one, Peter? Yeah, still got him as the man off the bench, but I assume if he's not there, then they will be having someone else there as well. And also 32 consecutive losses, time to leave the Six Nations as well. It's south side of heaven. Yeah, that's not ideal overall. But then saying that, some people have said if Georgia came in, maybe it would be similar in that regard, just trying to find that momentum. So we would want to see how they go. Argentina, that's actually a good side they could have, although since they are locked into the Rugby Championship, I guess it would make it a little bit more tricky. And also Morning All says, David the Mole, welcome in. The Livestream, and I wouldn't say they don't understand the game, but I would definitely replace them with Georgia and relegate them to the European Rugby Championship with us as well. Their level is not simply not good for the Six Nations. And also we have got there Tbilisi versus Rome. As Tbilisi, hopefully I pronounced that correctly, is I Die is going to happen season 3. It's only, says Brandon. If you're the only, if you're the main person in your series, then you're not going to have any more series type thing. Yeah, so you have to make sure that if you are going to do it, maybe it's one of the other characters on the show, like one of the other random people who pop in every once in a while, have them as the one maybe. If you had to, of course, you could just have it as a light comedy or something like that and not have any. As I'm Morning David as well says, Sebastian, but currently halftime in this matchup, 21-0. You did miss my cat throwing up on the carpet, David, which was a bit exciting. And unfortunately, he did aim for the controllers. Out of everywhere to go, he was like, this controller's looking like it needs a little bit of something on it. So have some of that. So yeah, I actually had to go off the live stream for a second to clean it up at one point in time, which was very fun. Did thoroughly enjoy myself. Missed a try almost, but Jamie George, he's been able to score 2. He hasn't been missing too many. And I was like, I'm not as well. And there says Brandon, Marcus Smith was the other man who was able to get himself a try. The other try that we should mention that wasn't a try was Mara Toje's. Did end up going off, or did end up, unfortunately, just missing out on it a little bit because of, it was Ezekwe who was a little bit in front of him. But these are the benches for these two sides. Fiver, Traore, Pasquale, Sisi, and Nigri is actually out there at the moment due to the injury of Tawat Halafihi. They're just checking to see whether or not he can continue after his HIA. Then it will be Petinelli, then Fusco, and Marin will be number 23. Luke Gowan, Dickie Joe Marler, Kyle Sinclair. They are the front row replacements for England. Ollie Chisholm and Sam Simmons will be the 1920. Ben Youngs, George Ford, and Elliot Daly has already made his way out onto there. That is because of Jack Knoll failing his HIA on bench. His idiot trick last week gave George a start as well. And there says Peter, I assume we're talking about that one that was only a few meters out from their line, wasn't it? How he ended up. That's pretty much the best way of describing it, wasn't it? Pretty much he reached up for the ball, slapped it down, said, nah, you're not screwing that one. So he ended up getting a yellow card and a penalty try against him. As the Italians don't understand the game at this level. As LC Southside even, and also Not Dog. It was going to Sad as well. Or going to Sam Not Dog. It was going to Sad as well. And there it says Brandon and also in Billy's defense one time when I got pissed, I had the opportunity to heave in the bathtub, but somehow I threw up all over some cables as well. That would have been a risky business. Part of it. I just said business. I don't think I've ever said business before in the past. But yeah, pretty much like there's a floor in the carpet and he just decided that little part there where the controllers are sitting, blah. As I have a good day, all this else is outside of heaven. You too, mate. Hopefully you do enjoy the rest of the day, depending on what time it is where you are as well. And also a good night. Alongside it, also we have got there. I know Paul Billy, hope he's well as well, says David. Yeah, he is fine. He just ended up deciding that he wanted to throw up on some controllers. Like he's been chilling out all day, like on me. So it's slightly lucky that he decided to do it on the controllers and not my pants, because he was sitting on me just before the live stream as well. And also, hey, Michelle, how are you doing? I hope you are going to watch Super Bowl 56, which is today, says Scott Jones. So what time does the Super Bowl start, Scott? Because I feel like I should try and watch it, shouldn't I? Like I probably won't live stream for it because I don't think I've watched the Super Bowl in quite a few years, but I'm going to be up today. So maybe I get some snacks, some pizza. Get some pizza out of the freezer. Have some beers. Not really. I'll probably have a Fanta. Although we don't have any Fanta and it's currently 5. As I says Brandon there, yeah, it's 5 a.m. here. Brazos and cheers, Southside even. So says Sebastian there. Currently we've got another one of the Winter Olympics that they are showing us for the Kiwis, and also 12:15 p.m. for it. As well says Scott Jones. So 12:15 p.m. here. Do you know what time it finishes approximately as well. I did want to watch the UFC yesterday, but I ended up sleeping during the day, which is probably not a bad idea. Just because sleeping is good for you. And yeah, sleeping is one of those things that if you don't do it, you just feel worse, overall. Like, I feel like my sleep schedule, it's still not great, but it's still not completely terrible as well. These halftime breaks are a lot longer than they used to be, I think. I think Super Rugby, we get spoiled in normally 4 hours as well. So Scott, I think I'll try and watch the Super Bowl. Do you know who's playing? I was just about to ask the dumbest question. I was about to say, do you know who's playing? But I feel like you probably know exactly who's playing. You'll probably know the players of those guys as well. And I usually watch the Super Bowl with all of my devices shut, with my head on a pillow and eyes closed as well. Says Sebastian there. Yeah, I feel like that's the thing. If George is free, like if it's raining here or something like that, I'll probably end up hanging out with George during that stage. But if he's not, maybe I just watch it while editing. See what I can learn. I was just worried that I did have some of the cat stir up on my finger, but it wasn't, so we're all good. Because or else then I would have to be quite sad for that one as well. But currently off the bench, when we look at the players that they have both got available, I would say more than likely Sam Simmons going to be able to have a big impact, and also Ben Young's that little bit of extra experience, and also Vanuatu here. It's currently 3 a.m. for that one. So yeah, you're currently sitting at the random hour of the morning, similar to ourselves. We love watching the Six Nations, though. That's the thing. Even though it's a random hour of the night, we always seem to get up for these ones. It's Bengals versus Rams. I know because Blaze planning to stream it as well. Says Sebastian there. And also we've got that. Can I ask someone who wants to be on my YouTube channel one day as well? And there says Brandon, as in like in real life, or as in like kind of through a virtualness? As are normally 4 hours excluding overtime. Bengals versus Rams at Sophie Stadium, which is the Rams' own stadium, and they are the away team. Interesting. Okay. And also we've got their finishes Tuesday as well, says Peter there. And also we have got their man and they're from David the Mob. But currently that looks like, they're just showing snow, and I kind of want to go snowboarding now. But we haven't been snowboarding in a very long time with the lads. We do actually have a very old video on the channel of us doing snowboarding, which was a lot of fun as well. And I think the cinematography of it, if we did end up doing it again, would be a lot higher now than it was last time. So I feel like that is another thing to take into consideration. If you guys are keen for a little bit of snowboarding, do let us know, and we will see what we can do. Also, are there any other games? Super Bowl today, Amish, as well. It does sound like it is taking place at 12:15, although I don't think we'll be doing a live stream for it because I'd have no idea who any of the players are or what they are doing. But it's a good excuse to eat pizza and not in real life and a game to something as well. And there says Brandon, so I feel like that would be a possibility. I am actually on one of your channels, aren't I, Brandon, if I'm not wrong, for a short moment. But currently, is this Pirates of the Caribbean? No, it's not. I'm getting very confused at all the ads. Like, they're quick-firing ads here in New Zealand. Like, we've had about 20 in just a short amount of time. Not in real life, in a game or something as well, says Brandon. I see that anyone who does want to buy Rugby 20 as well on Xbox, it's currently $9, but I would recommend not buying it. But if you do want Rugby 20, it's an option, as it is there. But currently now, they have to make their way back out onto the field. Will Stewart here. Okay, he's actually going to be going off the field as well here. So straight away, Kyle Sinclair will get the chance. I assume that is a halftime change that they were going to be making anyway. I hope that's not an HIA. Yes, fail. We've had too many concussions or too many HIA failures so far throughout this match already, with Jack Knoll not being able to pass up. Anyone who is new, be sure to leave a like and subscribe. We have got plenty more of the Six Nations Super Rugby starting up next week as well. Luke Cowan-Dickey, he is still on the bench waiting for his opportunity, although Jamie George is actually only sitting one try away from being able to get his hat-trick. Does it snow? Matthew, not really. I think, when was the last time we had snow that set? Probably about 5 years ago or somewhere along those lines. But pretty much we normally have, like, if it snows, it doesn't stay. Like, in the time that we've been here, which is about maybe 18 years, it's probably set snow 3 times or somewhere along those lines. You are on Plants vs. Zombies YouTube, just subscribe. As on there says Brandon. But yeah, other than those 3 times, I don't think we have. When I was living in Christchurch, we did have it once, I think, but that was when I was very young, so I don't really remember too much of it. But it used to be that you get some tarpaulin, like pretty much because Dad's a builder. We got plenty of that stuff around, and he would end up stabbing a screwdriver through part of the tarpaulin, and you'd sit in the back holding on to the screwdriver, and that was pretty much your way of going around, and he'd just run around the backyard with you behind him in a cart. That looks like the English players, or the English coaches, I should say, making their way back up. And also we have got the I can send you some snow for here, Hamish, as well. Might look dodgy at the border control. That is true. Definitely if you somehow manage to dehydrate it and just make it a powder, perhaps would be easier to ship as it would be lighter and wouldn't get you in any trouble. That hasn't gone 10 from Marcus Smith for his first kick of the day, or first kick of the second half, I should say. But currently, he has already scored himself the try. Luke Cowan-Dickie going all right in this match. Maybe off the bench, but Jamie George, I don't even know if they're going to take him off till maybe around 70 minutes if he keeps on playing the way that he has been. Currently, only another 40 minutes left. Round 2 of the Six Nations. Anyone who is wondering about what we are going to be having for round 3 of the Six Nations, I can give you an update, and that is the fact that we haven't got any rugby next weekend for the Six Nations, but we have got it the week after. Scotland versus France, England versus Wales, and then it will also be Ireland taking on Italy, and that will be at the Aviva, which could be a relatively one-sided game between the Irish and the Italians. But Italy, they want to get themselves some form of points. That hasn't gone well. The knee went down in the front row, and it looks like the Italian player just giving the ref a little bit of stick there. That's probably not the best way of doing it if you do want to stay out on the field. And also, but we want to be in Plants vs. Zombies, but a story mode part 1 or something like that is you download as well. And also, we have got Kiwi from BDG. Welcome into the live stream, mate. Hope you are doing well. Currently, we are sitting in the middle of the night here in New Zealand, but didn't want to miss the Six Nations. It's going to be an awesome competition. Definitely, if we do get to see France and Ireland and England all going right down to the wire, perhaps. But England at this point in time, they need one more try to get themselves that bonus point that will be very useful for them. Nicely taken there by the man at number 4. Rather than Maro Toja, Harry Randall going straight through, almost able to find his way towards a try line. Elliott Daly dragged down 10 metres out, and this is a good attacking move from the English. Short ball now to Kyle Sinclair. He's creeping his way forward. Harry Randall goes back. Marcus Smith inside ball. It's a forward pass. So because of it, it is going to be going back, but it was a very nice one. And also Brendan, are you in the right channel as well? And also we've got the Lions got shocked yesterday. And there says BDG. So the Lions, I believe that is up against the Stormers, wasn't it? And it was about 32-10, somewhere around those lines. And also, hey, I'm back. Sorry, I was having a long involved discussion about medieval France as well. There you go. I wouldn't know anything about France now or medieval wise. Oh, I know a little bit. I know that the Eiffel Tower grows 6 inches because of the heat in summer. That's about all I know about France overall. And also we've got there, I got an update for me, Plants vs. Zombie as well. Says Brandon also, what's the odds for Ireland in that game? Can you even bet on them? Says Sebastian. I think it's normally a little bit later on that they'll put them on, but I would assume that it's going to be maybe Italy at about 30, or it's at Aviva, maybe $40 here in New Zealand, whereas in other regions it's actually $100. So you can probably, you might be able to sneak Ireland for $1.01 if you're extremely lucky if Italy start well, but I think that's about as high as they'll go throughout that one. You won't be able to bet on them up till the match, though, I wouldn't think. They'll just be like, nah, not having our South African teams are getting used to the URC. Stormers are 7th, Sharks are 9th. Yeah, I do see that they have been able to make their way up there a little bit further, and now that they've got a couple more games coming up in terms of taking on those Northern Hemisphere teams, I think that's when we're going to get to see some extra points going the way of the South Africans. My wheat tower grows 6 inches in the summer as well because our winters are too cold as well. Sebastian there. Impressive. But now that's going to be fed in by Varney. Looks like a good scrum there from England. They win the penalty. Harry Randall wanting to take this one quickly. He does take the quick tap. He wasn't on the mark, though. He wasn't in behind the breakdown is what they have said. So that is why he wasn't able to take that one quickly. He was very close. But Jamie George now, are they going to go for the line out? Surely they do from here, unless they go for the scrum again. It looked like it was pretty dominant for that one. It would lure in 8 of the players for Italy as well if they did decide to do it straight out in front. But Alice Genge, pretty excited with that one. When they were able to get it going, they are going scrum again. They've decided 100 people wanting RUR as well. And there says Brandon also, well, 6 inches and 3 installments as well. And also we have there who will win or Connacht? Who is the lightning bolt? I'm trying to think of who the lightning bolt is, and I feel like you're going to be disappointed in me. Who's the lightning bolt? Or Connacht? That's the Stormers, isn't it? The Stormers or the Connacht. I feel like that took way too long, didn't it? I would say, that's a good ball. Elliot Daly scores a try out on the wing. We will quickly add that, and then we will go straight back to that one as well. But it's a nice try for Elliot Daly. That is a bonus point as well for England. So because of it, it does mean that they are getting a bare minimum of 1 point in this game, but more than likely they will be getting the full 5 as well. And BDG has said, yeah, I'd say that's the thing. The Stormers at the moment are in some good form, so I would like to see them do decently. But then Connacht at home, I believe that game is, so that's going to be a tough one. No, actually, is it in South Africa or is it in Ireland? Because if it's in Ireland, I would say Connacht sneak it. If it's in South Africa, I say the Stormers win it maybe by about 10 or somewhere around those lines. I am starting my recipe now for them half hour. It just needs to make that dish chicken liver as well. And then says for show and also try. And Italy are never going to be good enough to win a huge game as well, says BDG. And also we have got there Harry Jack Rabbit Randall. Says it was from Katie Dixon. He got some very good acceleration, Harry Randall, I have noticed, from the early stages. But Elliot Daly, once again, we've got another player for in fact, he doesn't play for Saracens or Harlequins, does he? He plays for, is it Gloucester? Is he a Gloucester boy? Maybe he's a Gloucester boy, but Marcus Smith now 3 from 3 so far, 42 meters out. Not going to be the easiest kick of the night. Probably will not even be close to the easiest kick that he will have to take. Just gone away to the right. And does get that one slightly wrong. And it's still all London scoring situation as well. And also, yeah, if it's at home, we won't lose as well. And also, if another game today, so I will show you the messenger photo of the Kiwi Lads channel. And there it says Michelle. So I think the game that we've got a little bit of cricket later on, I think are the only ones that we did see. Who actually, I'm going to have to look this up. Who won the game between Australia and Sri Lanka in the end? Because I know that they went to a super over for that match, but I'm not actually too sure who ended up winning it from the super over. Now it's going to be Traore making his way out onto the field. I don't believe we've seen the return of Halafihi yet. And I'm betting the score will be 52-3. Geez, it'll be a big old game from the Stormers. But then saying that, if they haven't got the Irish players, Connacht, there's a chance. Because at the end of the day, the South Africans, they will still have their strong players, whereas Connacht will be missing the likes of a Mackenzie Hansen. Who else will they be missing, Connacht? I'm trying to think through their side as quickly as I can, but I can't think of too many other names. Keep thinking Monty Ioane, but he is, of course, playing for Benetton. Little kicker behind there. Sits up nicely for Paravani, and they're going back for the original penalty. But Italy under 20 did well, so GG's. And there's it's heartbreaking to watch Italy go through this as a one-sided game, unfortunately. But nonetheless, good to see England play so well. He's giving you. Hopefully, we can see some form. I think it was just a penalty for not wrapping the arms there from Kanoni. Did end up just going for the kneecaps. And because of it, they lose a lot of field territory in this one. Now right back down into the half of the English. Currently 33 minutes left in this game as well. I should have mentioned 21-0. That's a lie. One moment. We'll go like this and we'll update to 26. There we go. I want the Italians to get at least 3 points on the ball. Why not? As there says Sebastian, hopefully they can find themselves some form of it. It's going to be nicely passed out now to Max Malins, who steps on the inside. He is going to be dragged down once again. It was almost a good counter ruck there from the hooker from Italy. Tom Curry moves up to the 22 now, falling onto the wrong side. Does he end up giving away the penalty? No, he doesn't. Marcus Smith now sells a dummy. Good ball to Alex Dombrandt. Those two spent a lot of time at the Harlequins together. Once again, it is actually going to be Lukeshi. Does try and counter with the breakdown. The moment, once again, Randall goes back to Cole Sinclair. I'm going to yawn. Not because of this game, just because I did as well. That was almost a knock-on from Marcus Smith, but just ends up hanging on to it. Good face play here from the English. Turned over. And that one was a jinx one big time. Now it's going to be the back line. Monty Ioane got this one. He's going to have a foot race there with Joe Marchant. Going for the corner. Tries to step straight through Freddie Stewart. Was able to line it up very nicely. Joe Marchant goes in. And that is going to be the penalty. Are you streaming next week? Game? Just says David the Mole. We are indeed. We have got plenty of games that are coming up. We are going to have Super Rugby coming back round. Also, I think there's the Curry Cup, but depending on the time zones, will depend on whether or not we cover those ones. And also, we have got ourselves the T20 or sorry, not the T20, the test match between South Africa and New Zealand. And my mum will be joining me for some of those ones as well. And at 70 minutes, it was 32-3 for the boys. As it's always, when I can't watch DSTV, we pop off. As well says BDG, and the bonus point is secure. The deal is closed, but I don't want to see a complete annihilation. And there says Sebastian, yeah, at this stage, it's more of the case of what's the points differential going to look like at the end. Daily left loss for series as well, says Peter there. Going in. Was it straight enough? It was indeed. And now Italy trying to go for the rolling maul. And who are you supporting, South Africa? I assume that, in Super Rugby. It's a tough one. I live halfway in between the Highlanders and the Crusaders in location, but I just love watching all the teams play. I was gifted a Chiefs kit by one of you guys. So I did end up, I was supporting the Chiefs, like by wearing their kit quite a few times in last year's one, but I just love watching all the Super Rugby teams. Like there's players from all of the sides that I love watching, so it does make it very tough to pick my favorite. Since I don't live in one of the cities type thing, it does make it a little bit easier to be impartial. Running for now, once again, it will be for Kehi. That wasn't his name, Lukishi. It's our chip and chase there. It's a huge and goal area. It's going back for the original penalty. This could be the 3 points for Italy if they do want it. Oh, referee's been smacked in the back of the head with the ball. Just in case. And lose les blues as well, says Jose there. And the chat, welcome into the live stream. I hope you are doing well. If England want to win the Six Nations, they have to beat Ireland and France. It's useless scoring 60 against Italy as well, says Sebastian. Yeah, exactly right. Because currently, I will go like this. Boom, there we go. That is what we are sitting at the moment for the points. So France are in first. They have got, that's the thing. If France lose one game, it opens up the door for everyone else. Scotland's points differential is pretty impressive at the moment, sitting at a perfect 0. I haven't seen that for a little while. After 2 rounds anyway. It's going to be the rolling maul. It's going straight sideways here for Italy, breaking off the back. Once again, it will be Lukeshi. I keep on saying that well and truly wrong. Dom Brandt steals the ball in the breakdown. And it is going to be a nicely done turnover for the English once again. Randall now passing it across, and they will be trying to retain this one for a little bit longer to set up for the kicking opportunity. I know this is unrealistic, but I would love to see a Ioane at the Crusaders as well. Is that Monty Ioane we are talking about, or Rico Ioane, Josh Ioane? There's quite a few Ioanes. Akira Ioane now that I think about it as well. Who would you like to see out of those guys? Are we talking Monty Ioane or are we talking somewhere else? Because, they've got, I think Waisaki Naholo is a backup that they've got for a winger as well. If England want to win the Six Nations, no, I read that one. And my brain sometimes forgets what I read and what I don't read, so I end up reading the same one. Sometimes 3 times. Rico as well. Rico in the centres for the Crusaders. The backline for the Blues is already, strong enough type thing. But then the Crusaders as well. There's so many players. Who they got in the midfield? Fainar, Nuku, and Goodhue. Rico Ioane and Fainar, Nuku would be a very interesting combo to have, although they both play 13, I believe, but now making the sub, and it will be Fiver making his way out onto the field now. And that is for Lukeshi, who's been playing very well in the last little while. So it's unfortunate that he is going to be taken off. And yes, says Kaylee. And what changes Justin Langer would take England coach job is, or what the chances Justin Langer would take England coach job. If they offer it to him, if he is keen to travel over there, I think it would be a decent one. He made the Wallabies, he made Australia their record completely turn around on that one. So we will have to wait and see whether or not he does decide try and do the same for the next one. That's going to be a rush from Mara Itoje. Knock on, though, in the end. Just a little bit of a fumble from Charlie Yules. Lucky for Italy there, and England are destroying as well. Says West Bromwich Albion. The chat as well. Welcome into the live stream, mate. Hope you are doing well. Currently, only another 28 minutes. They've got themselves the bonus point here, England. Mara Itoje able to strip that ball out of the hands, and then from there did end up. Who did it hit? Yeah, Mara Itoje. Then it bounced off his own player's leg, and then from there it was a knock on. They won. If Eddie stayed at the Stormers for a season, we could have won our first Super Rugby as well. And they're from BDG. That's the thing. The Stormers, they are going to be one of those sides. Where are they sitting? I think you said 9th, aren't they? At the moment for the URC. How many teams play off? I'm going to have a quick look here. So I think, does the URC have playoff games, or is it just whoever's at the top wins? Do let me know, because if it is that they've got playoff games, all you need to do is get yourself into those playoff games, and you've got a chance of being able to go through playoffs. Okay, they do have the playoffs, so you have all the way up to 8th for that one. So currently for the table-wise, the Stormers would be qualifying for the playoffs as are in the 7th, and the Sharks are 9th as well, says BDG there for that one. So yeah, if we get 1 or 2 South African teams in the playoff games, I feel like that would be a huge success for their first year, because it was never going to be easy going into it with a whole new competition, whole new opponents as well. Free kick for Italy. Now passing it back once again. Nice bit of draw and pass, and it was Ignacio Brex throwing himself at the line. Paravani with the offload. Italy now starting to roll forward here. Lavani passing it back across, or it's actually Stephen Varney, I should say. Wide cutout pass out to Monty Ioane. The cover defense is there. Close to the touchline, goes down, ends up just driving himself into his face or into the floor. Should say now Joe Marchant will be kicking it downfield. Going to be taken nicely there by the replacement number 20. Great low tackle from Joe Marchant, though. Alex Dombrant thought about trying to steal it. Now going back once again. Varney gives it the 5er, his first touch of the match, and still making a couple extra meters for his side. Varney gives it to the big man at number 17 for this one, which is Traore. Now Varney going back. Backline movement opening up. This is good from Italy, although that was close to 4, but they are saying that they can play on just for now. Going down the wing. Currently now 20 meters out here. Kiwi lad hours, the Randall Smith combination going. I'm liking the future for England here, because they have got plenty of young players. Randall's got a huge amount of acceleration. That's a brilliant ball once again, but he's put the ball down. And just a little knock on from Sebastian Negri. And also not Kiwi racist as well. And then also, but if you Kiwis weren't full of, we still would be. And Super Rugby, as well as BDG there on that one. But Simmons and also Young's going to be making their way out onto the field now. And this one, it should be interesting to see how they go. But I was enjoying Harry Randall out there. He seems like, that's the thing, 114 caps of Ben Youngs. How old is Ben Youngs at the moment? Because surely he does end up hanging up the boots within the next few years, and then you've got the chance for someone like a Randall or someone to be able to move in. But Marcus Smith at 10 seems to be a very good option for England at the moment. Like Farrell, as much as he would like to start, I don't think he's going to be getting it anytime soon if Marcus Smith keeps playing the way that he is. But it's going to be Sam Simmons making his way out there. That's actually going to be for Ezekwe. I see why they had Maro Toje at 6. Ezekwe, he will end up, he was replaced by Sam Simmons. What will happen now, I assume, is they will end up having Sam Simmons or Dombrand at 6, and then Maro Toje will move to 5. I think that's why they did decide to go with him at 6 for this one, because they got that many players that they do want to have there in the 4-pack. They just can't play them all at once. But currently 26 now. They've got themselves the bonus point here for England, which is huge, because in the end of the day, Six Nations, it's a short competition. You've only got 5 games. Try and really prove yourself. And after that, it is going away. Is it actually, now that I think about it, is the Six Nations the shortest competition, like, that has multiple teams in it, rather than just like kind of a 2-team playoff type thing? Because I know the Bledisloe Cup is only the 3 matches, of course, but Rugby Championship, you've got a few more games. Six Nations seems very short, and come on, Italy score a try as well. Well, Denny can make World Cup, or in fact, Six Nations. Actually, no, it is only, you got 6 games in the Rugby Championship, don't you? So it's actually only a little bit more for that one. And will Danny can make World Cup? It's a good question. He's a good player at the moment. Geez, that was a big hit. Okay, I see why he ended up dropping that ball. I believe it was Negri actually ended up getting knocked out by that one, and now he is going to be taken off the field here. Who won last Six Nations was Wales. We were able to get themselves a win. I've actually got the old table that I can show you guys while we are waiting for this player to be taken off the field due to the head knock that he did sustain. Is this the old one? Yes, it is. That is how we were sitting last year. So because of France losing to Scotland, it did mean that they weren't quite able to get themselves up there. It was an interesting game, because they went into it, everyone was going, France are going to get themselves a bonus point here, and they are going to overtake Wales. But Scotland just caused havoc. We were able to get themselves a win, and everyone there, looking at that points differential between Scotland and Ireland as well, it was extremely close. Like when you see the games that they lost compared to the games that they won, they were always right in those contests. And now at the moment we have got their Wales, South Seas Cadets and Rugby Europe Championship is the same, 6 teams, 5 games each. So says Sebastian. I guess, so it's international games, isn't it, that we seem to have way shorter. I think I'm getting my international and kind of league games. If you use the Rugby Championship is awesome, says David the Mod, and it's coming back once again, which is pretty awesome news. But now Nikri taken off the field. That is not so awesome news for Italy, as he was actually the replacement for Halafihi due to his head knock. And now this man is also going to be off the field for themselves there as well. And also Wales, and also come on, Italy score a try. Can they get one? Right, what can we do? If Italy score a try, I need some sort of like reward / thingy. If Italy score no, I haven't got one at the moment. I'm trying to think. If Italy score a try, it would be good. I can't actually think of anything. My brain's blank. It is currently 5:30 a.m. though, so that might make sense in that regard. But now it is going to be a scrum feed for England after that knock on. Ben Young's going to be putting in this ball, but it was a dominant scrum from England the last time that we saw these two sides go down. That one's gone down in the front row though, and it is going to be available for the English. Marcus Smith got this one on the 22. Looks like he's going to be running it out. Goes across out to Max Malins, whose leg was just taken out from underneath him. It's actually Marchant and Smith who joined that breakdown, so they are willing to put their bodies on the line if it does mean that England get to retain that position. Now it looks like Ben Youngs is going to be putting this kick up. Did he knock that one on? Yes, he did. An early mistake from Youngs, as he has only just made his way out onto the field. But currently 25 minutes left in this one between the two sides. We are currently sitting 26-0. Can Italy get themselves one try? I would like to see it. They were very close a little bit earlier on. Ben Youngs just ended up looking away from that one a little bit. Luke Cowan-Dickey now making his way out onto the field here. And Jamie George, even though he got the 2 tries, he's not going to be able to get up the hat-trick. And you in 2 cents are mad for watching this game in New Zealand time. Good on you as well, says the Cabbage Patch. That's the thing. Like, whether it's an international game or just a randomest game of rugby that we've got, such as a Curry Cup game here in New Zealand, like, I'll still end up being up at a random hour. It's probably not the best for the time zone clock. Like, I actually live off a European time zone almost at the moment. Like, last night, I went to bed at 11 a.m., woke up at 9 p.m., and then that's how we've got through to now. And I'll probably end up going to bed at about 9 p.m. tonight, so I'll probably be up for about 24 hours. But that's all right, because I should get, that's the thing, 24 hours up back to back to back. Surely I get something productive done during that time. Now they collapse the scrum there, or collapse the scrum, I should say. So now kicking it for the corner, Garabisi with a good kick. And now 10 meters out, there's going to be another opportunity for Italy to try and get this rolling more going. Now, it will be a new line-out throw, though. Currently, they've won 10 line-outs. They've lost the one for Italy, and it will be Fiver who has got the opportunity to throw this one in relatively straight. Maybe. We have to wait and see. I don't think the weather's too bad at the moment in Italy. We actually saw the sun earlier, which is a lovely sight. Definitely because of so much rain lately. Fiver close to the touchline. He does go out in the end. Great defence from England. Be able to push him sideways, stop him from making his way over the try line for what would have been the first try of the match, but they're still going to have to wait a little bit longer here for Italy. They do want themselves one, but Fiver, he's got the multicolored here. It is the colours of the Italian flag, the red, the white, and the green as well. Going to be thrown to the back, nicely taken there by Alex Dombrandt, who always just throw himself at the line, no matter whether or not it's in the first minute of the game or the 80th minute. He is still going to keep on running. Monty Ioane now taking that catch on the halfway line from the return of Youngs. Charging forward once again up to the 40-metre line. Can Italy get themselves the one? I feel like that is the thing that everyone is questioning at the moment, looking for the pass on the outside. Almost available. No, does end up going down. Tom Curry ends up getting his legs taken out by the opposite captain. I just realised both captains are number 11, or number 7, sorry, I should say. Going to be kicked high. Nice tackle on Max Malins by the shoe. I actually thought it would have been Pitinelli, I believe it was. Did end up chasing that one. Luke Cowan-Dickey now throwing himself at the line once again. Currently, Ben Young's looking like he's going to be putting up the box kick. They've gone for quite a kicking game at this stage, England, because at the end of the day, they've got themselves the 4 points. The bonus point, and now if they get themselves another 4, it will be 5. Listen, if I was Italy coach, I would be frustrated as well. It's a tough one because that's gone out on the full, so that would make you frustrated. That piece in particular, you're probably not too happy with Garabisi there, who has not quite nailed that one on the head. But I don't know whether or not it was the right time for a kick as well in that situation. Like, anytime they've kicked the ball away, it's normally a counter-attacking opportunity straight away for the English. But they can end up somehow finding themselves a try in this match, I feel like that would be just enough to make the crowd happy, or relatively happy anyway. It's going to be bouncing up now. It's actually going to be, I think that was the number 7 who kicked that one. I think it was Lamaro who decided he wanted to go for a 50-22, but once again, just giving the ball away, and now Elliot Daly going for the kick, and his kick will be a lot more effective than the kick that we did see from the Italian flanker. Going to be taken nicely, looking for the touchline, does find it as well with a big clearance from Maron. And now going to be a line out to England once again. So I guess we will have to wait and see. Tell you what, we know what we need to do. We're going to go here. We're going to go here. I'm going to start a poll for this one. We're going to go to live. We're going to go to this one. Hey, that's not ours. There we go. One moment. We're going to go here. And we're going to actually start a poll. And a sad face, bless him as well. And then Kieran Frowley has a poopy face for real right now. And then so what we are going to do is we're going to end that poll of who is going to win. And we're going to change it to a poll of who or if Italy are going to be able to score a try. Will Italy score a try at the moment? England are on the 22. Still trying to drive their way forward just a little bit further forward. And good morning, AHS Trucking Down Under. Welcome into the live stream, mate. Hope you are doing well. Currently, Marcus Smith just knocking that ball on something that is a rare occurrence after scoring the try a little bit earlier on. That's going to be kicked downfield once again by Italy. Is it the best option to just keep on giving the ball back to the English? Anytime that they've had the ball in hand, they've been able to make meters and scoring tries, something they love to do. Max Malins looks for the offload. It goes into touch, though. And now that is going to be yet again another line out in this game. Italy have shown power and skill, just no discipline again, as says Kieran O'Connor. Yeah, unfortunately, a lot of penalties against the Italians. They've just taken the quick tap there, or the quick throw in, and they have managed to find the touchline. So now it will be England who have got themselves a line-out throw. 80% of you so far have said yes, although that is from 5 votes. So I feel like that is probably relatively new to the quiz, or not new to the quiz, new to the question, yes, I should say. So we'll wait a couple minutes and we'll see whether or not you guys are going to be correct for it as well. But yeah, it's been an eventful live stream. For the first time on a live stream, I had to go off the screen to clean up some throw up from my cat. What do you know? It's something that you don't expect for a live stream. But luckily it wasn't too, I don't know whether or not you guys want to hear. Okay, we've just got Stephen Vardy to score as well. And this is Tim, and also great show, says Kieran. Thank you very much, mate. Usually appreciate you being here. Well, this one, Luke Cowan, Dickey trying to tune that over for England. It's still going to be available, though, for the Italians. And it will be Pettinelli, who is going to be the replacement halfback. So they've actually got rid of Stephen Varney. Interesting choice to take him off so early. Oh, no, he's still out there. Wait. Who was that? Have they got Pettinelli out there as well? Maybe he's a... Oh, that was an awkward one. Oh, Pettinelli's actually a forward, isn't he? That makes sense. So that is why he is actually still out there on the field as well. So currently, you guys are saying yes, that Italy will be able to score themselves a try. England looking to use this one on the outside. And it is nicely done. And also, we've got the Porrick in the chat. Hey, hello, welcome into the live stream, mate. Hope you are doing well. Currently, 18 minutes left. England have got themselves the bonus point at this point in time. It's just whether or not they can score themselves any more tries, and whether or not we get to see maybe a try from the Italians, which currently it's getting slightly closer to 50-50 for the odds. Currently, Joe Marler, he is just stretching, warming up a little bit. He will get to make his way out onto the field in a very short moment as well, by the looks of it. And that will be for Ellis Genge. Hasn't been able to score himself a try as of yet. And this game going to be fired back nicely now. Big bulldozing run by, I believe that was actually their fly half here for Italy. Shut down straight away, though. And at the moment, I would think that Italy, if they get a try, that will be a mini victory for themselves. Even though it's not going to be a victory in the game, it's still going to be scoring a try up against the side who have come to play. And this matchup, Varney once again almost looking for the offload, not able to find it, though. Another number 21, Pettinelli. Is it back into the hands of, I believe it was Russa. Let's get into carry. And also, does anyone remember Street Sharks as well? Says Katie Dixon. Street Sharks. Is it a show? Street Sharks? It sounds like Street Smarts, except how do sharks go on the water? Or not on the water, sorry. How do sharks go on land? I think was the bigger question I was about to be asking. But then there was a line break for Italy, which well and truly fumbled my brain. It's going to be the advantage now to Italy as well. They can continue to try and get themselves that one try. Going to be the cross kick. Albrisi decides against it. Montiuani now. Wide cut out pass. One more draw and pass now. Going out Rusa close to the touchline, still staying in the field, and Street Sharks with the love heart as well. And they're nicely taken, but driven backwards. And the tackle. England's defence has been very solid throughout the stage. It was a 90s cartoon show. They were half man, half shark people. I see. Do you guys watch Cat Dog? I don't know whether or not that was just a me thing, but that was when I was a little bit younger. We used to have Cat Dog, which was half cat, half dog. And they were like kind of conjoined, like the human centipede, except the other way around. Currently 64 minutes. And this one, the offside penalty. Do they take the 3 just to give themselves some form of points, or do they just keep on going, see if they can get themselves a try? I think they're going for the try here. Currently, looks like Ollie Chisholm and also Joe Marler will be making their way out onto the field. So we will have to wait and see who that will be for. We know that Joe Marler will be making his way out there for Alice Genge, but Ollie Chisholm, we have to wait and see who he replaces. And also Joe Marler reminds me of big Slamu from Street Sharks as well in there. Says it Katie Dixon, but kick right into the corner, 5 meters out now, and Biker Mice from Mars. As on there, says Gareth. Biker Mice from Mars. That's a nice one. It's got a ring to it, Biker Mice from Mars. I feel like you could say that 5 times fast. Footrot Flats, mate. Oh, that's a classic. We got the DVD somewhere. And I still remember some of the scenes of like when they go down for the scrum and just everyone starts throwing uppercuts and whatnot. And I love Cat Dog. And I know it was a Nickelodeon. As come on, Italy, nothing to lose now. Go for the try. And that looks like that is exactly what they are going to be going for. I feel like that's now made me want to find that Footrot Flats DVD. And so I have to find something that plays DVDs. Maybe, I think we've got a DVD player somewhere, or maybe my old Xbox does have the disc compartment that we do need. Ollie Chisholm straight away, getting the turnover for a side. Very nicely done, but Italy straight on the ball when the penalty only a couple meters out. Now, do they take the quick tap? I think they've decided against it. They're going to be waiting, and they will instead. I would think that just taking the quick tap would be the better option here than the line out. Okay, they're going to go for the corner once again, just because it seems like overall England have been pretty good on the lineouts. They've actually been able to get 2 or 3 steals so far in this one, but Maro Toje almost had himself a try a little bit earlier on into the match, but just ends up missing out because of the obstruction in the end from Ezekwe was in front. This is a better, well-set rolling maul here for Italy, although it is slightly going backwards. Fiver's got this one, though. They're getting closer and closer to the touchline. Maro Toje trying to go through the middle, make himself a nuisance. Now it's going to be a good run forward from Fusco, but straight on it, Luke Cowan. Dickey wins the penalty there for England. That shut that down pretty quickly, unfortunately, for the Italians. But now it does mean that they will be kicking for the touchline more than likely here, England, and they will be able to get themselves out of the 22. It was a good run forward. In the end, it was Sam Simmons, Marcus Smith, both able to drag him down, and then Luke Gowan Dickey getting straight on, and also come on Italy. It's only 4 tries away, as well, says Demet. Yeah, 14 minutes to do so. Doable. You know, misconversion from Marcus Smith. It's on the cards. Match, that would be an absolutely insane scene if we did see 4 back-to-back tries from Italy in 10 minutes. Like, and they got back into the lead. Like, I know it's like impossible, but like the crowd would just lose their absolute, like, you'd just be going nuts at that stage if that was the case. And England would get slaughtered by the media. And a lot of people, Eddie Jones wouldn't return home. He'd probably decide that he wants to retire and just go chill on an Italian beach. Now they have been told to use it. Ben Young's now looking for the box kick once again. No worries at all for England at this point in time with a 26-point lead taken beautifully. Once again now, they have been told to release it now. Badavani gonna be now going back for it is Lusco, or Fusco, sorry, I should say. And also we have got the, I'm not a rugby fan, but nice game as well, says West Bromwich Albion. And there as well, although we have got Football World Cup coming up, West Bromwich Albion. Who are you backing to get? Tell you what, we won't just go who's going to win it. Who are the 2 people in the final going to be, or the 2 teams in the final? Do let me know. In fact, if you want to give your top 4, I would accept that as well. And I think Italy could actually at least try to do something as well, says Anderson there. Hopefully we do see one. We've got our poll here of will Italy score a try? Oh, that was hard on the kneecap there. And that one has gone into touch once again. This is quite dark. But where is Aiden? I know he lost quite a bit of money yesterday. Hopefully he didn't get ideas, as well, says Sebastian. I think he is still about somewhere 80 and hopefully. Although I guess the best way to not spend money on games is to not watch games, I guess might be the other side of it. Unless he's saving himself for the Super Bowl. I don't know what he bet on UFC though. That was another one. Like it went from $5 to now it's like $1,000, and I'm like, ugh. Like I don't want to tell him who's going to win just in case he decides he wants to go and put his house on it. We have got there, and I hope Ireland wins. It's going to be Ireland and France, I think. And also we have got there Eddie to recon. He wants to coach cricket in the Caribbean as well, maybe. And now we always got the IQ lads. Hope you're doing good. Are you going to do commentary on New Zealand versus British? Yes, we are indeed. We have got the live streams coming up for that one. It's going to be myself, and it is going to be the mum, or my mum, as well, not just a random mum that I did find. It is going to be my mother will be with me for that one. But I hope you are doing well, mate. It's half Dort. It's half Dort. Half Dort. Is that the right word? Dort? I hope it is. Dort, they score if they didn't in the first half as well, says Butternut. And also France's final final is France and Belgium. Belgium win, and England lost in the semis as England and Croatia. Oh, okay, I'm liking it. Bit of European flair in the FIFA World Cup. That's only like 6 or 9 months away, somewhere around there. It's all of a sudden coming. And New Zealand France final as well, says Gareth there. Should be good. Should be good. I've realized we've got some of the FIFA and some of the rugby as well, but I feel like both of them are going to be pretty decent, I should say, as well. And also we've got there, I predict an England versus Belgium in the final, or maybe France or Brazil. And yeah, probably France, says Anderson there as well. France at the moment, I feel like they're doing very well in all sports that I can think of. What don't France do well in? What are France... I mean, they don't play cricket, so they can't go bad at that. Football and rugby at the moment, are we talking Six Nations or Rugby World Cup? Is Katie Dixon. I think that one, the original one was the FIFA World Cup for the football, but then also we started talking about the Rugby World Cup as well. Who's going to win the Rugby World Cup 2023, ladies and gentlemen? Do let me know. I feel like we could talk, like that's the thing, with the amount of competitions coming up, we could talk for hours about who's going to win all of them. As our England have some young talent, as ours is West Bromwich Albion. Yeah, we are currently, what did we do? We did a video, me and George, on the Kiwi Lads gaming channel, how we did play along. And we versed on FIFA the hardest difficulty up against, I think we were up against Man City, and we got absolutely destroyed. But we might do a career mode, maybe, and who is winning Euro 2024 as well, says West Bromwich. Oh, 2024. Are we saying similar teams to what they've got now, or are we going with a little bit different? And also we have got there, is your mum aware that her son routinely becomes a rapper as a byproduct of these live streams as well, says Rando. I think she's been next to me when I've just been absolutely ranting. And she gets confused at times, but she is very keen on coming back on the live streams. I thought you guys might have scared her off for one of the first ones, but she's very keen. And also, hopefully her Melbourne Stars kit and cap does end up arriving before the end of all of those live streams as well. And back around the side. Earlier, inside of the 22 here, Cole Sinclair getting on the ball, though. It's a penalty. Okay, hands on the ground was what it was. Youngsters improve a bit. As Owen there says, West Bromwich Albion. Oh, it's a tough one, isn't it? Looking that far into the future. I think it will probably be someone along the lines of, France are a hard side to say that they're not going to do well in anything at the moment in terms of football-wise. If France don't win it, they're going to be up there, I would think. In rugby league, they're seated as Pool D nation. Not too great for France. As Germany wins Euro 2024 as well, they should win at home. Or is it in Germany? Okay, that changes things. I say an upset to win Euro 2024 Spain. So I remember FIFA World Cup 2010 on the Wii. I used to play as them all the time for Spain. Me and Dad used to be Spain, and we used to see how many red cards we could get in a game. And we'd still win games even though we were missing 5 players. Back in the day of we have Gerard Piqué. He was about, who else? Fernando Torres. Back when he was right in the middle of his form. David Silva. As all those guys back in the days. Jordi Alba. I think it was a very, very young Jordi Alba that we had out on the side. Now going forward once again. Now for England, they are just out from their own goal line. And no shame in getting destroyed by Man City, mate, as says the Cabbage Patch. And we did get destroyed, that is for sure. We lost 11-0. Although I did set George up. We hadn't actually played the game before. And I went, hey, George, let's play on semi-pro. And then when he looked away for half a second, I changed it to the hardest difficulty. And I'm Italian, but I see that this match is a failure for my country, as well, says Anderson. Like, hopefully Italy can find themselves some form of point, maybe not in this game, but in the Six Nations, because they didn't actually get any points last year. And when it comes to soccer, does anyone actually win this? That's real deep, isn't it? It's like a deep 5:30 a.m. question to think about juggling. And now Ollie Chisholm, I should say. And that one going to the short side now. Going to be ball on the inside. Sam Simmons was waiting for it on the outside. Instead, he went to the other 8. And Alex Dombrandt still available for them. Luke Cowan, Dickey, there's a player down for Italy. In fact, there might almost be 2 players down for the Italians at the moment. Now, Marcus Smith, short ball, nicely done, Max Malins. Finds your float in his Kyle Sinclair gets the try between the sticks for himself as well, and called soccer here, says Gareth. Yeah, pretty much. I think it depends on what region you're from. We call it soccer here, but I always say football just because normally for like Northern Hemisphere ones, I normally end up calling it football rather than soccer. Football, isn't it? It's football. We go down to the park, we kick a ball around, and we have some beers. That was my English accent. It wasn't a very good one. I do apologize to anyone who's English, and there's a chance that we've got a few, seeing as it is an English live stream for this one. But you guys don't actually sound like that. That's just my terrible accent. So come on, Italy from Wales as well, says Richie. And also, now that headbutt was magical as well, says it was Gareth. And also, we have got there, I'm still not over the FIFA World Cup 2006 when it was Zidane blew it for France when he pulled the headbutt as well. That was a good one, wasn't it? When you think of it, like, it's not good because he got a hit, like, he smacked him, but he just, like, it was the solidest headbutt you ever see in a game of football. He just turned around. Oh, there's some of that. As well, Alex Dombrandt, still going to be out there for a little bit longer, but Joe Marchand, he is going to be going off. So one of the Quins players, he is going to be missing. English smashing it as well in there. And also, yeah, I've got the, but it was not magical that Italy won the World Cup because of it as well. And also, we have got the daft Americans, says West Bromwich Albion. And also, they say Materazzi still sees Zidane in his nightmares. And I'm English, I tell you, this is West Bromwich Albion. And also, have a good one, mate. Got to get going. So we will see you later on, mate. But thank you very much for tuning in. I hope you do have a good day. Seeing as we are very early morning, that's a juggle from Sam Simmons. He's knocked it on right. Is there a try for the Italians coming up here? Can we see one? We want one. I think everyone, even the English supporters, wouldn't mind seeing one from the Italians here. Maybe. Marcus Smith gets player of the match, I do see as well. And as I'm looking at Forza, maybe me and you can do it. As I says Brandon there, Forza, a very fun game. That's for sure. I don't think I've played it since me and Isaac played it ages ago. As well, currently England, they are winning this game by 33 points. And also, yeah, at least one, as on there says Anderson. And also, we have got there, it's boring now by as us says Kenneth. So we'll see you later on, mate. See you next week, maybe. All right, we got cricket and rugby coming up. Well, that's on, but yeah, currently it's the case of we know who's going to win. It's just whether or not we get a few more. And we want 5 now, says Ed. Oh, sorry, says Tim. Ed there. And also, we have got their predictions for England versus Wales. Oh, one moment. Where's that game being played? I'm just going to have a quick look here. So I have got the list. Is this England's games? England-Wales. They're at home at Twickenham. I say I don't know. Wales could cause an upset there. It's a tricky one. I feel like it's going to be a similar one to what we saw between England and Scotland and be a very close game between the two sides as well. And 33-0. Okay. This is a lost cause as well, although this time now looks like Italy going to be making their way forward just a little bit more. Currently firing it back and to go through the hands, and Cole Sinclair gets it, but they're going back for the penalty. 17 down to there, and also England should be at least 50 points up. They look poor as well. Maybe me and you can do it. Used to be my chat-up line as well. I'm not an effective one, if anyone wonders. So, I mean, that would work on some people, wouldn't it? And also, the chicken liver dish is ready now after short. While I will send you a pic of chicken liver dish in QLA's Messenger as well. And they said that does sound good indeed. And also, Wales, it could cause an upset there again. And they says Tim Ed, I think they could do it. Like, it's going to be a good match. As do you want me and you can do it on Wednesday? Updates me As only says Brandon, maybe. We'll have to wait and see. It depends on what time I'm awake. If I am asleep during the whole day, that will probably cause problems for myself as well. But now throwing it in once again for Italy. Can they get the one try? They currently have 3.5 minutes to do so. It's nicely set. They've already been told to use it once. They've been told to use it once again. Now firing it back out to BC out the back line here. Can they get it going? Monty Ioane Grover, it's gone into touch once again, too much on it. And Wales will win all the way as well, says Demons Raf. And also, I wonder where England will land on the points table after this win. Oh, they were playing offside advantage, so that means that they do get to go. The Principality is a fortress as well, says Gareth there. It is indeed. Although that one is going to be playing at Twickenham for that one. A shambolic performance from Italy. It's been a rough one. Okay. Right. Penalty again against England here, and Italy have been terrible. Do they take the 3? No, they're going for the corner once again. And shambolic. Now, that's a brilliant word. Note to self as well. Shambolic is a fun word. You know? It's like, what's another fun word? Well, there's quite a few fun words as well. And also, we've got the Hamish emojis. And then Italy have been terrible. That's a new one. Well, it's not really a new one, but it's a different one to that other one. They've gone for the scrum here, Italy. So they're willing to try and take it on. This will be a tough one for them. Yeah, and I didn't. And as well. Oh, I wonder where England will land on the points table after this one. One moment. We will go like this, and we will go like this as well. So it's a bonus point win. So that will mean that they are going to be sitting from here up to here, and they'll actually go above Ireland after this game, which will be a very impressive one. Even if Italy score now, they'll still be above them, and they will be in second. And also, don't mind if they get a try. That's going to be the free kick now for Italy. Do they take it quickly? They're thinking about it, but instead, I think it is going to be another scrum reset. Italy's idea of a rugby game is to leak as few little points as possible rather than win a match, says Ari Sachs there. And also, we've got that fun is a pretty fun word as well. And, oh, that's a fancy one, Katie. I don't think I can pronounce that one. And Italy is always terrible. Having any hope for them is a waste as well. They lose basically every match every year. And also, yeah, Italy has been terrible. I have to admit that, says Anderson. I always that's the thing though. Under 20, we did get to see the youngsters get a win over England. So hopefully we do get to see something in the future from them. Maybe the young players can start to get going. It's a big push from Italy. Once again, ball pops out. It's going to be a little knock on. And England, once again now, have got another opportunity. Try and get this one going. And also, for some reason, I remember the word Meconian, which is the first poo that a baby does. There you go. The Meconian. That's a bit fancy. We learn something new every day. And also, Italy don't do good in the Six Nations normally, as us, says West Bromwich Albion there. Yeah, it is a shame that they always end up losing. I think that man's got a broken nose, but he's just going to keep on playing. I think that's Pettinelli. Does have a little bit of trouble with himself for the nose region at the moment. But Marcus Smith, he was the player of the match, and it seems like they have actually moved him to 12 here. Meconian, another brilliant and fun word. So on there says Katie Dixon is going to be fed in by the English. It's a big push, the ball breaking off the back. And now it looks like they want to go for one more attack and move here. Going to be now Freddie Stewart with a good run forward, tackle low. Offside was almost a call. Max Malins now currently sitting 40 metres out from their own line here, England. And they could close out this game with the ball in hand if they want to, but it looks like they want one more try. They might be able to do so as well. Elliot Daly now running back across field, trying to step through. Great low tackle on him. Kyle Sinclair now offloading it back to Harry Randall. In fact, it was actually George Ford who had that one. Marcus Smith now selling the dummy. This is a great attack and run from England. Still drawing past Max Malins goes down. It was actually Freddie Stewart's body that stopped him from going through. Now Ben Youngs goes back across. George Ford, Sinclair. This is a backline movement and a half here for England. Trying to step back in with Henry Slade. And discombobulated as well. That is also a very good word. Joe Marler. He has the ability to discombobulate the opponent in terms of the mind games that he does. Marcus Smith now going straight through here. Ball to Freddie Stewart. He's going to be dragged down now once again. And England only sitting a few metres out, going wide. Sam Simmons decides he wants to be the bulldozer. That goes over around the side there. Does he get it down, Henry Slade? I don't know if he did. I think he might have been short. The Henry Slade, they're going to be checking this one. Imagine if England get another try as well. It could have been there. You got to respect Italy for stepping up to play against some of the best teams in the world. Exactly right. Like, the only way that a team can improve is if they are playing opposition that are of their same level or a little bit higher. And Italy, no matter what, they always just keep on going in these competitions. They had some good games in the autumn internationals last year, didn't they? Okay, they're just going to be checking this one. And also on my phone, I got a new one. My dad buys me. I want to say, I love when I come on to see me when I am sick as well. I have 40 points, England, as I'm on there. And also Flux Moxt, another fun word. And also verklempt, I think it is. And spookism. Is that how you say it? What are we seeing here? So Mara Itoje went through. I don't think he got that over the line there, Henry Slater. I think he kind of got bent round at a weird angle. Oh, okay. Mara Itoje had his hands on the ball. Sam Simmons didn't give it off to him. Okay, I don't think that's over the line, and I think this is going to be a no-try sad for Italia performance. As Stephen Varney went to primary school, and that's a good word. Geez, that's a fancy one, isn't it? Lucky it's got an E in it. And also you got a fantasy team, says Carl. I do not, but it is one that I would like to get into in the future. That ball came out of the hands of Henry Slade. So that is going to be a no-try. I think that might be the final moment of the game. As and also why has Wales declared war on vowels as well. Yeah, it's very lucky, like I mentioned, that there is that E at the start, but I would have thought that there'd be something in between one of those later letters as well. Okay. End of the game now for that one. And also we have got there anyone else spam Sulla on FIFA 22. As Al says, West Bromwich Albion. Me and George, we're actually thinking about doing a career mode coming up in the near future, depending on who we go with maybe. So that is on the Kiwi Lads Gaming channel if you do want to check that out. As I imagine, commentating a game and using these fancy words as well, like for every third or fourth word, you drive everyone mental as well. I think you would. But you'd feel smart at the same time, even though everyone would be like, what does that word mean? And also can rugby contain so one-sided games where 1 point can manage to win single point. It is so boring to watch for viewers as well. So one can rugby contain so one-sided games as well. So it is going to be, they've got a Y in that one as well. Is that at the end or is it somewhere in the middle? And so, yeah, sometimes you get a one-sided game. Other times you get a not so one-sided game. This one was the one-sided performance. And at the end of the day, they've done very nicely for themselves as well. But nonetheless, thank you all very much for tuning into this live stream. If you are new, be sure to leave a like and subscribe. I think Tom Curry might be injured as well, which doesn't look too good for England there. But I do appreciate you all. And also to get 0 is actually really bad. Yeah, they had a couple opportunities to take the 3. They decided against it. Well, that's the end. RIP Italy as well. And I watched Shinty Scottish field hockey. And they commentate in Scottish Gaelic as well sometimes. And all these words are lovely. But damn, what are they saying as well? And thank you for the stream, Hamish. There's Katie, no worries at all. And thank you all very much for tuning into this live stream. We are going to be back with Super Rugby. We've got the test match between New Zealand and South Africa that is coming up very soon for the cricket side of it. And then also we have got a few other games of rugby that we are doing this weekend. But thank you all very much for tuning in. I hope you do enjoy the rest of your day. It's currently 6 a.m. here in New Zealand. It's still dark outside, but that will change soon. Okay. So they put a Y in between one of the W's and the S. I see. Still a weird one, isn't it? And also have a good day, all. Big love. Please do tomorrow as well, says Coding. I don't think there's any matches tomorrow for anything along those lines that we will be covering, but I think the next day that we are going to be doing it is Thursday. That will be the first day of the Boxing Day, or not the Boxing Day, but the New Zealand versus South Africa one as well. But thank you all very much for tuning in. Hope you do enjoy the rest of your night/day, and I will see you all for the next